I have sent our speakers the link for the new stream. Yes, indeed, my computer had a crash. I had an issue there. My computer had warned me prior, so I luckily had copy and pasted a lot of the super chats, if not all of them, hopefully, because it was very close to when my computer finally said it was ready to poop out. Anyway, so I've created a new live stream. Everybody hit the like, share it out in the spaces where you like to have these discussions. Try to get us back up to our rockin' audience that we had. That was great. Yes, it is me. I am speaking through the void. All right.
I'll see you back over there in a sec.
If the speaker's coming back, everybody, so I'm going to hop back into our backstage. You can't see me right now, but yeah, no, Basil, it is my Windows 98. It's a real problem. I'm so sorry. I got all the speakers running back in now, and we're going to see you back over on the stream in just one moment. So, oh, man. Oh, James, you don't have to roast him that hard. My goodness. All right, we'll see y'all in a second. But yeah, Basil, sorry about your mom. Tell her to get a better razor. All right, we're just getting our cameras back up and running, everybody, and we're going to be back with you. I do have hopefully a majority of your questions here, a whole lot of them. I had some warning signs that things were not working out so well. Hopefully the audio delay is fixed as well on your end, and it's going to be an even better stream going forward. So thank you, everybody. We're just trying to get Max's camera up and running. How's it going, Max? Okay, I see something there, Max. I see... Where are you? There you are. All right, we're back up and running. We're going to go back to the main stream. And I still have to... Yeah, I got to reverse you two. There we go. I'm going to let you reframe where we were, Robert, as you were. And we're going to carry on. Thank you so much, guys, for your... Guys are chill. Really appreciate it. Things happen.
Craig had made the claim that media outlets had rolled back their previous claims of having a left-wing lover.
Right, okay.
A trans lover, I'm sorry.
I'm going to correct myself. The rollback was actually to do with the messages written on regarding the trans stuff, not the specific one had rolled back. The suspect, Tyler Robson, according to Utah state official media, Robson lived with a roommate who is described as transgender with whom he had a romantic relationship. So I will say that I was probably incorrect about that specific thing being rolled back. What was rolled back was whether there was trans motives and stuff written on the bullets. That was the thing that was rolled back. So I was incorrect. I retract my statement.
Okay, so the preponderance of evidence shows that this was from a left-winger. If we want to stop on each one of these, that's fine.
Although you are making the assumption that because he had a trans partner, he was left-wing. That's not true. I know right-wingers that are trans. So, I mean...
Name me the right winger you know that would have called.
I'm not going to tell you my friend's name.
No. Let me put it this way: you're telling me that you know a right winger who is dating a trans person that would have called Charlie Kirk a fascist.
Yeah.
I don't believe you.
I don't care if you don't believe me.
It's obvious that this was the preponderance of evidence overwhelmingly suggests this was a left winger. Next,
well, the attack on the fact that the evidence shows that he came from a right-wing family, from a Trump-loving family,
Destiny,
from a gun-loving family.
Yes, so did Destiny. Is he a right-winger?
All of his upbringing, everything about him was right-wing.
I just want to
He
be
had a
clear.
trans partner, that is literally the only thing that could be classified as left wing when that's not true.
That's not true at all. The rhetoric that he's talking about him being a fascist, the people that were interviewed that said that he was becoming left wing, that the trans person was left wing, right? All of this, and the only evidence you have that that might not be the case is he came from a right wing family. Are you aware that many children rebel against the politics and the ideology of their parents?
Yeah, but do you have any evidence that he did? Because
yes, I've
out
cited
and people that knew him and reported and said that he was right wing.
I just hope that the
being left wing. I mean,
show me the reports of someone saying that he's right wing.
Would show me the reports of people saying that knew him that he was left wing.
Okay.
No, you can't because there isn't any.
Go ahead, Grid.
So yeah, there's publicly reported case where a right-wing political shooting suspect lived with a transgender partner, and that's, I mean, everything about him and everything. His upbringing, everything shows that he was right wing.
Let's see.
If I can
Real
ask
quick.
all of you guys.
Robinson's parents and
Go ahead.
relatives described him as having been raised in a conservative Christian household, but spiraling into liberal or leftist views after high school. They cited his adoption of progressive stances on issues like the LGBTQ+, environmentalism, and anti-capitalism. One family member told local outlet, i.e. the Arizona Republic, that he had become radicalized online by left-leaning content, including exposure to socialist influencers and anti-conservative rhetoric. That's from the Independent.
Pro-Trump and anti-liberal memes on social media accounts. Investigators recovered writings expressing anti-government, anti-immigration views, plus conspiracy material linked to far-right message boards. No evidence he had any connection to Antifa, BLM, or leftist causes. Prosecutors described his beliefs as anti-government and extremist in nature.
What are you reading that from?
From gathered reports. And honestly, this is the AI overview on Google. But it takes, the links I can go into.
I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say under this. I'll make 2 points on this. One, the interrogation that you'll do with this obvious attack that came from someone from the left wing on Charlie Kirk, one, shows the audience just how far you're willing to go to downplay left wing violence. And secondly, the fact that you're willing to look at this as charitable as possible to deny the reality. And yet, at the same hand, the evidence you have for right wing violence comes from sources which I've already read to you are laughably inaccurate in how they characterize right-wing violence, and you haven't done any interrogation on that data whatsoever. You've just taken it at blind faith and said, this is what they say, therefore it must be true. Shows that you're not interested in actually dissecting the actual motivations and having a serious conversation on this.
No, that was a bunch of assumptions you made, which I'm just going to dismiss because they're assumptions with nothing else behind them. Your feelings, let's be clear, your feelings are not important to facts.
I do not care to argue with left-wingers on points that want to argue
not a
against. Let me say this. I'm so sorry.
So you can keep saying I'm a left-winger all you like. That is your way to try and poison the well and get out of a conversation. The very same way you poisoned the well at the beginning by going, right. I don't trust
Hold on. Before we just talk any of the data. Before we just talk about what each other, we're just having discussion about what each other thinks. Let's move back further in the timeline and talk more about the attempt on Trump's life and how that was portrayed in the media as well. I think there was 2 attempts as well that were officially reported. But if there's something you want to wrap up there, Robert, go ahead.
It's eminently frustrating for the man who wants to sit up here and complain about interrupting to continue to interrupt over and over again and go off on these points like it matters. I apologize for calling you a left winger. I should have called you a bad faith interloper instead. Okay, you can identify as you want. I don't give a shit that you're going to interrupt. I'm not interested. I've sat here patiently the entire time with you. The entire time I've sat here, and I'll just talk over if the moderator's not going to intervene and stop you. I've been incredibly patient the entire time with you, and you have not deserved my patience. I don't care if I have to just talk over you. This is unfortunately something that I'll have to do because the moderator is sitting there with his thumb up his ass and refusing to do anything about this. So I'm just going to interrupt over and over again because I don't understand why the moderator would allow this to occur. I've been patient the entire time. I continue to not understand why the moderator is allowing this to occur. It's absolute nonsensical, and I don't know what I'm supposed to do in this situation. This is something that happens quite frequently when I'm engaged in these debates, and I don't understand what the position I'm supposed to take in this. I'm not going to leave someone filibuster over for me
you're
when I've
saying.
been
No,
imminently
no, no,
patient the
it's
entire time.
really, really
I do
horrible
not
to be able to talk,
understand
isn't
why
it?
the
It's not
moderator
nice
would
being
decide
interrupted when
to sit
someone
here and
happens.
allow
It's
this
so
to occur.
horrible, isn't
It
it?
is
It's really
unbelievably
nasty, isn't
bad
it?
faith
It's really,
and
really, really bad
unbelievably
faith for you to do this. It's
unprofessional for
horrible,
both
isn't
you
it?
and
Yeah,
the
I know.
moderator to continue to allow this talking over of people. It is ridiculous. And if the
Yeah,
moderator
it's
is
horrible you keep
incapable
overtalking me.
of being able
Absolutely,
to
yeah.
stop the person who has interrupted the most, who complains about interruptions,
You
from preventing to
you've
doing that,
interrupted
then
far more than
I
me.
don't know what the utility of trying to have this conversation is. It's
Okay, go away then.
nonsensical. You threw a fit like a baby when there were the smallest amount of interruptions against you, and then proceed to interrupt
true.
every single time. And I don't understand why the moderator is allowing this to occur.
Are you finished?
Are you not
purging?
paying attention as a moderator?
Have you finished crying?
No, I'm not crying. I'm pointing
Yeah,
out the
clearly
bad
are
believe
crying.
you were the
I'm
one
not crying,
crying.
says the person as he cries.
I'm not. Do you see tears?
Yes.
Were you crying earlier when you complained about interrupting?
Yes. Are you going to keep
You were.
splurging?
You're admitting that you were
Are
crying.
you going to keep splurging?
No. If you will be
Okay,
patient
well then
and
shut
allow,
the fuck up and get on with it then.
if you'll be patient and allow me to
when
talk as
you're
I
done.
have for you the entire debate, then
No,
I'll.
you've interrupted me way more than I've interrupted you.
I've not. Anyone
Yes,
who's
you have.
watching could see that.
Oh man.
Doug, would you like me? Should we get someone to go over it and check the times like last time? where it
Thanks,
turned out
James.
I was right.
All right, we'll talk to you in a bit. See you later. All right, all right.
Oh,
I was
no
talking
wonder.
to James, guys. What's going on? What are you on about?
Damn.
What is
No,
the
he just started
problem?
insulting me, so I just interrupted him.
Oh
that's it.
boy. Yeah, no, me and James were just reviewing the super chats to make sure we didn't lose out on any of our audience. Yeah, honestly, what happened, guys? Did you couldn't behave for 2 seconds?
Craig can't accept the fact that he's wrong.
Okay. Here's the thing: there are credible reports that the suspect expressed some left-leaning or anti-fascist style ideology. Utah
There's
government
nothing but
says leftist ideology.
there's
is
literally
clearly
nothing
present,
but that,
there's no
Craig,
final
and you're
ruling,
ignoring it,
no
Greg.
confirmed organizational
Greg,
link to left-wing extremism
Greg,
yet. So if someone claims
Greg.
it was left-wing for sure, you say, "Hold up, possible yes."
All right, let Don have his chance here as well to respond. All right, we
I
were just
mean,
making sure
to
everything was
to
in
be honest,
order. You
I'm-
guys
I'm
aren't
on-
making this easy.
I'm actually shocked. I'm sorry, I was talking over the moderator. I apologize. I'm actually shocked. To
I'm
be
shocked
honest
as
with
well.
you,
I am. I'm
that,
shocked.
All right,
that
you're
Rob and I
I'm
have
gonna put you on
actually
mute, Craig.
been,
Just behave,
you know,
Dave.
the
Come on.
voices of
Just-
reason
just-
tonight.
just-
I actually expected a little bit more from Craig or
I
Greg,
almost called him a
whatever
babe,
it
I
is.
swear.
The interesting thing is that when we say, hey, you're just taking these stats at face value. Can you look at this? No.
I didn't say that. Not once.
Yes,
I
you
say
did.
no.
You absolutely did. You lying piece of crap.
No, I
You
didn't say I wouldn't
absolutely
look at
said
it.
that
I said I'm not
that
here
it
to
was
talk
insane
physics, I'm
for
looking at the
Rob to
data.
question.
Don't call me a
Now
liar
you're talking
because I
over
didn't say
me,
that.
and I
Yeah,
won't
because you
allow
called
it.
me a liar.
You are
I
the
will-
dumbest person
I
on
will
the
talk
panel,
over you
and I
when
can
you call me
prove
a
it.
liar.
We literally can.
Absolutely, I will talk over you when you call.
You guys have lost.
Oh my god.
You guys lost the plot. I'm so sorry. We're gonna hand over the floor to Robert and Max, and then I think we should go into the super chats. They're flying on in, and
yeah,
you guys aren't really helping right now. So just chill out for 2 seconds, please.
I think it's quite telling how they're hyper focused, and I wish I could have we could have gone first, because my predictions would have been pretty on point here. All I'm seeing is just appeals to emotion, trying to hand wave, dismiss whatever we don't like, and we're very familiar with how that happens, especially with science deniers like flat earthers. Now, it is very telling to me that we do not want to talk about the violence that is being exerted right now in democracy. And just because the right is in power today with Trump in the presidency, we are supposed to disregard all the blatant inconstitutionalities, all the blatant issues that keep popping up day after day with week after week with the presidency.
We still haven't got
Why-
the name of the U.S. citizen that was black bagged. We haven't got that name. You're still looking for that. You said in your opening statement that
I'm not looking for. I never said I would
You said
present
in your-
any. I think that you asking me for a name is a very lame deflection, and I don't even really want to go down that route.
so we're just to accept your claim with no evidence. There was an American citizens are being put in black bags and kidnapped with no
Yeah.
evidence. We accept that claim.
Do you doubt?
Yes,
is
I
it
doubt it.
incorrect? Is it incorrect?
Yes.
It is absolutely incorrect.
Now,
Okay.
follow-up
Not one.
question.
There hasn't been one case of an American citizen being black bagged by ICE. Are you saying that?
Is gerrymandering violence?
Yeah, prove it.
Yes.
Gerrymandering's violence.
Yes.
Okay.
Should I
That's all I
explain to
need
you
to.
why?
That's all I need.
Should I explain to you why?
Yeah. Prove that there's
Because
a
the
black bag.
carving of the election, the carving of the
stop
election
talking.
districts to
Stop
try and
talking.
gain an advantage, trying to
Prove
game the
it.
system by
Prove
carving.
it. Prove it. Prove that one person's been black bag. Give us the name. Give us the photos. Give us the video.
I'm sorry,
Something
but,
other than you saying it happened, sir.
I'm sorry that you're having a hard time keeping up.
I'm sorry
I was
that you
talking
have
about
no
something
proof
else,
and you just rely on running your mouth. Please post a video, give me a picture, throw out a link, whatever. I want the proof. You said you had the proof.
I know I didn't say that.
You said you asked us and we said, no, that's not happened. And you said, yes, it is. And so now I'm asking for the proof of it, sir.
Yeah, sure. So the way
exactly you have no proof. You and Greg have no proof of anything except for some made up.
I'm pretty sure that his name is actually. I'm pretty sure that his name is actually Craig. So maybe you didn't read, but okay. So what I was telling you is that do I consider gerrymandering? And this is going back to the topic that we were discussing before the cut, that there's very different levels of political violence. Do I think that carving out districts to try and squeeze the most out of what, I mean, it's a whole other debate, but what is kind of a little bit of a broken electoral system that you have in the US, do I think it's violence? Sure. Is it equivalent to try and topple the government? Of course not. But it is still political violence. And you guys really want to avoid.
I love the rambling nonsense, but I just want to really know about the black bag guy that you were talking about.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, because you made that shit up.
The last year alone, the left in the United States, the left last year in the United States alone killed 10 million right-wing babies.
Oh, I love this.
So the AP identified multiple examples.
That's
not abortion. Not abortion. They killed 10 million 3-year-olds.
3-year-olds.
Yes.
Oh, this is gonna be good. Okay, elaborate.
I'm telling you what they did. They literally took firearms, put them to the temple of 10-year-olds, and executed them. So you acknowledge that the left wing is worse.
10-year-olds? You just said 3-year-olds.
10 million 3-year-olds. I'm sorry.
Okay.
So you'll acknowledge the left is worse, correct?
Do you? What are we doing here right now? What incident are we even talking about?
I don't have to provide proof to you. It just happened.
Oh, okay.
Now, do you see how nonsensical this is? If I just make a claim,
they're right on the same level. Yes.
Yes, both are making an outlandish claim and refusing to provide evidence to back it up.
Yeah. The fact that ICE on a wide net casting of trying to grab whoever the fuck they can and just grabbing an American citizen, that is completely equivalent of you saying that
didn't happen.
A million
yes,
3-year-olds were executed. Yes,
and Craig had a tag on here as well, guys. So let's let Craig back in here as well. Craig, you want to say? Hand up.
Thank you, Craig.
Yeah, that's the honorable way. So go ahead and add on to that if you can.
The AP identified multiple examples of ICE using the black and yellow full body restraint device called the RAP in deportations. Its use was described by the AP to the AP by 5 people who said they were restrained in the device, sometimes for hours on ICE deportation flights dating between 2020 and 2023. Witnesses and family members in 4 countries told the AP about its use on at least 7 other people this year. The AP found ICE had used the device despite internal concerns voiced in 2023, report by the Civil Rights Division of its parent agency, the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, in part due to the reports of deaths involving use of the RAP by local law enforcement. So yes, there has been at least 5 known reports of ICE black bagging people.
Your claim was that ICE had black bagged American citizens.
Yeah.
Literally off the street. That the implication was expressly that they were grabbed off the street, black bagged, like you would hear about in Colombia. Come on, we're not idiots, Greg. We understood what he meant. How you're talking about people in custody.
Dan, you must be an idiot because you can't say my fucking name. Dan.
Oh, I'm sorry. Does it annoy you when I don't say things properly? I apologize.
Well,
it annoys
it's disrespectful
it
when you
annoys
don't
me
say
when
somebody's
people
name
lie
properly, dead.
in a
Hold
debate.
on, that's not the point
It
of the
annoys
debate.
me. I'm sorry. So let's
like
you
you
know,
are
I mean,
lying right now.
All right,
you're lying, sir. You
could
lie.
I share my screen?
All right. Let's do a screen share. Let's take a break and let you do that, and maybe we can
Okay.
repace a little bit.
I
Not
would-
okay. Max's turn here.
So,
There has
this,
been
this
4
lady,
reports.
No,
let me just
you're
try to
gonna-
preemptively
you just gotta chill out on mute
address
for a
your
second.
argument.
Hold on.
This lady is
Chill. 2
she's
seconds.
fake and gay, right?
I don't see a black bag over her head. Go ahead.
Let's see what happens.
Play
the clip, please.
Is that what you're going with? I don't see a black
You
bag
literally
over
said
her
that.
right now. Is that?
That's
so
what you
I
said,
don't know.
sir.
I don't know what we're
detained
doing
a
here.
71-year-old
Can we play the clip?
citizen.
Play the clip.
Is that correct?
Play the clip.
Can't hear it.
Oh, you can't hear. Okay, hold on. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, you'll have to reshare with sound if you want
One
to
second.
hear.
Fucking-
Yeah, and then we can make some commentary on this. This is
Yeah.
getting into the
I
Well,
specifics,
would like
can't
which
wait
we
to
I've
need
make
to
had
do.
for about
commentary.
40 minutes. I've tried to get through a list of left-wing violence, including the assassination attempts on Donald Trump. At each effort, I've been interrupted at every single attempt and painstakingly gone through. I'd like to eventually get to that, but I'm more than happy to continue to humor this. I just want to
I'd
let
like to
people know there are a
cherry pick this
litany
one.
of examples that I'm unallowed to get to here, but that's fine.
Well, we
Hey,
can
it's fine. If
we
you
can
want
keep
to cherry
moving if
pick,
you guys
that's
need
cool.
to.
We can let you cherry pick all day long.
Like I
Hold
am
on,
allowed to go
Craig,
through the systematic violence that is happening right now. I mean, we all have things.
Okay. Keep going.
Through the immigrant community is actually not of an immigrant, but a 71-year-old U.S. citizen named Barbara Stone.
I was surprised. It felt like an out-of-body experience.
Stone was handcuffed and held by federal agents for 8 hours on
All right, so holding a U.S.
Where's
citizen
the black
for
bag,
8
sir?
hours without a warrant, without a cause, without parole cause.
You know that that literally anybody can have that happen to them in the United States.
The
Maybe
video
you're
of
not
that,
familiar with our laws.
if I may, the video is she wasn't detained because she was an illegal or suspected of being an illegal. She was detained for pushing an ICE officer.
All right,
That's
Craig,
why she was detained.
Craig, you're
and the
using
video
honor
You
system
actually
can
again,
do
so go
that
ahead.
legally in the United
Hold
States.
on, hold on.
So-
Craig's got his hand up, so
so-
let's let Craig in here as
Yeah, I'm
well to
sorry.
give his thoughts. Max, you had your screen share, so go ahead, Craig.
So Juan Antonio Pineda, who was in the US legally, was on the morning of September the 3rd, 2024, early on the Wednesday, taken off of the streets, put into a black bag, driven for 4 hours to the border where the ICE officers broke his nose, gave him a black eye, drove him around for 4 hours. The AP was
Would that not have been in the Biden White House?
in September 2024.
So left-wing
Yeah,
violence.
yeah.
Got it.
By ICE. This
Yes.
is ICE.
Ran by the executive that was controlled, the DHS, ICE is under DHS, that was controlled by the Democrats.
But you said there's no. You just said there was no evidence of ICE black bagging people.
That's correct. That's not black bagging. And what that was, of
It
course,
was
any
put
law
into a black
enforcement at
bag.
some
It says
point,
it there.
of course, any law enforcement over some point will detain someone that didn't commit a crime. What you were implying
Why?
that there was serious amounts of current right-wing under Donald Trump ICE just grabbing people off the street that were American citizens and putting them in black bags. That's not
Well,
occurring. The
I
one
didn't
example that
say
you've
that.
given, real quick, the example that you've given is under Joe Biden. That's the example you've given. Now, I would like to address
just from
sort of what
ICE.
I've patiently waited to talk about. We had the Charlie Kirk assassination. We had attacks on,
Right.
by the way, that was celebrated by tens of thousands of lefties. We had the attack on ICE that killed 2 detainees. We had the July attack on ICE that injured an LEO officer in the neck. We had the shooting into an ABC affiliate. We had the Chaz Chop Zone. We have all of the ICE riots that we see. We have the BLM riots. We have Michael Reinhold killing a Patriot Prayer member and self-described Antifa member. We had Steve Scalise shot. We had the Tesla attacks that were going on. We had Luigi Mangione, who killed a United Healthcare CEO that was celebrated by almost 50% of people that self-identify as Democrat.
True.
Josh Shapiro, the Democratic governor of Pennsylvania, Helm firebombed by a radical pro-Palestinian activist. Rand Paul was attacked at one point by his neighbor that was celebrated not only by random people on the left, but actually by Democratic journalists. I believe it was Nicole Wallace that said it was her favorite story of the year when Rand Paul got his ribs broken. The evidence is overwhelming. And that's not to mention the most serious case, if you don't count Charlie Kirk, 2 assassination attempts against Donald Trump.
I'm pretty sure he didn't have, that no one tried to shoot him in the air because cartilage doesn't repair like that.
So you think that your argument is that there wasn't someone that shot at Trump on the stage?
I genuinely don't think that happened. His ear healed magically.
So the firefighter Corey Competore that died is fake?
No, I'm saying I just don't think that Trump was shot in the air personally because cartilage doesn't repair like that.
But how about the trans person that attempted to assassinate Brett Kavanaugh?
Yeah, I just don't think that Trump's ear got shot because ear doesn't repair. Like
your conspiracy theory is irrelevant to the point that
it's
not even if that
theory, it's a fact that cartilage doesn't repair like that.
Even if that was true, which I'm not even entertaining this, it's still an example of left-wing violence, and even if you're correct.
All I'm saying is that I don't think Trump was shot on stage.
The evidence is overwhelming.
His ear repairing itself magically.
I don't give a shit to entertain your conspiracy theory about Donald Trump's ear, even if I accept that what you're saying is true. Even if I accept what you're saying is true, which I don't, there was clearly an assassin that shot at Donald Trump and killed a Trump supporter. Your conspiracy theory about, but I don't think it actually hit his ear, they faked it in the moment, is stupid.
No, I just don't think that anyone shot at Trump there. Because
they didn't shoot at Trump.
Hold on.
Wait.
Repair themselves.
Your claim was they did that. Wait. I'm asking Craig a question. Your claim was that no one shot at Trump. That's your claim.
Yeah, because his ear magically repaired itself, and I don't know why they would have to fake.
So then, what was the shooter shooting at? The firefighter?
I just don't think anyone was shooting at Trump.
I mean, does everyone see the nonsense that we're arguing with? This is a joke.
Yeah, can you explain to me any other time in history where cartilage in the ear has magically repaired itself?
I don't think that it magically repaired itself, as you're saying. For us to believe what you're saying,
it has repaired itself because you can look at his ear now.
For us to believe what you're suggesting, one, we would have to believe that there was a fake assassination attempt, that there is a fake death of a firefighter named Corey Competore, that 2 other people, I believe it was 2 other, were injured in a fake attack, that all of these people were involved in this conspiracy. And your argument is there was never a shot. All I'm
saying is I don't think anyone shot at Trump. Stop putting words in my mouth.
You do believe the conspiracy that somehow all these people that are aggregating these statistical results are lying? Because you did make that argument.
I'm saying...
So you clearly don't have a problem with conspiracies when they're on your side.
I'm saying that first off, there's different levels of conspiracy. Believing that this dude faked it.
Yeah, of course.
Please, let me finish. Believing that there wasn't a person that fired at Trump when someone died from it is nonsensical and the height of stupidity. Secondly, although I do think
different from believing that the statistics are wrong.
Are you interested in hearing my position, which I already articulated in the opening statement and you were incapable apparently of understanding? Let me refresh your memory of what I said.
Hold on, Max. Max, hold on, Max. Max, let's let him
answer my question.
Well, let's let him reiterate his question, which he has been asking for, and then we'll also let you have a chance to ask your question. This has been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of energy, and I do like a little bit of chaos, but we do need to wheel it in. So, Robert, I do want to let you reiterate your point, and then Max, you can have a chance to reframe your question as well.
There's 3 reasons that we wouldn't trust this data. First, we could see specific evidence that we all agree were left-wing violence that aren't qualified in the evidence, which shows that these studies are nonsensical. The reason for that is twofold. One, because the first line of people reporting this are law enforcement officers that are inaccurate in their reporting for 2 reasons. One, because they have specific bias that they don't want to go after left-wingers as hard as they're instructed to go after right-wingers, as is evidenced by things that we can blatantly see in scenarios you've already talked about, such as Kenosha, where law enforcement intentionally stood down and allowed allowed left-wingers to riot. Now, if they're not arresting people, that means that they'll never show up in the statistics as being compiled. And that's what occurred. We could see that they were instructed to go after right-wingers as heavy as possible, to the point where they're actually creating fake plots like the kidnapping plot of Gretchen Whitmer. So yes, if they intentionally don't arrest people and stand down, then it won't show up. Secondly, the people that are compiling the data using law enforcement sources are also biased in how they qualify. I went through the specific data and showed how they were citing actual attacks, such as an attack on a church, a Catholic church, of people saying KKK, Satan lives here, as a right-wing attack. How they were taking black people attacking a Hispanic man as a right-wing attack. The fact that you're incapable of understanding my argument and saying, oh, well, if you say you don't believe that, despite the fact that we see the evidence that shows that there was mass amounts of left-wing violence, that's the same as saying that no one shot at Trump when someone died behind him. Right. Shows that you're nonsensical and not a serious person we're talking to.
Right. So there's a conspiracy. Apparently, all police officers they don't report right-wing.
Is that what
violence.
I said? Is that what I said?
Yeah, that's exactly what you said.
Okay,
and then there's also another conspiracy in the I'm sorry, I just let you speak and interrupted, didn't I?
All right, let's not meta debate.
Okay, got it.
Robert's gonna just chill for a second, and we're gonna let you respond.
So conspiracy: all police officers don't they don't report left-wing violence for some reason, because Rob says so, because his conspiracy requires it to. And then there's the other people, the institutes. They also have biases, because he found, or he thinks that he found, some examples, and now he's extrapolating from 3 particular examples to doubt the whole data of the study. That is just sloppy methodology.
I never said that all police officers don't report. You're incapable of listening, or you're bad faith and incapable of reciting what I just said. I've been very clear. You're the person on the position of we have to ignore the radical violence we see to this day, when we see riot after riot, when we see attack after attack on right-winger, and you're saying we have to ignore it because your daddy FBI told you that must be the case. I just want to be clear. Anything that Trump's FBI says, you 100% believe, correct?
No.
Well, so you believe in conspiracy theories. Why wouldn't you just trust the FBI?
No, what I don't straight up believe everything. I always do like a little bit double checking and so on.
Apparently
right?
not. That doesn't seem to be the case at all.
You mind your own business.
I am minding my business. This is my business. This is, matter of fact, this is exactly my business, sir.
I'm not talking to you.
I think he was making a broad point of, like, about people.
If you're going to just interject to cheerlead, why don't you just stay silent?
Hold on. I think there was a miscommunication.
I've asked you for proof multiple times. You've never given any proof at all.
Yeah,
you literally the one thing that your partner drug up for you was literally not even in the administration that you claimed.
Right, Max. 1 second. Hold on. What was it you were asking for there, Don? And we'll hand it back to you, Max.
Well, every time we've asked for proof, he's deflected. Literally, the only time anyone gave proof was Greg down there gave proof.
Craig,
something that happened in Biden's administration.
I was speaking before he started interrupting me with all of this saying nothing nonsense.
Well, hold on.
I was speaking
you're the one saying nothing, sir.
Sure.
There was a framing of the question, so Don wanted to reframe his question so that you could answer it accurately. I did want Rob just step away.
What I'm trying to show you is how you're bashing Craig.
Ryan, he just
because he has a thought of conspiracy about the Trump assassinations. That's fine. What I'm trying to highlight is that you have the same thing when your thought requires that left political violence goes unreported by police officers.
But we gave you examples of how that happens and why. It's literally documented.
You said a bunch of stuff. I haven't seen any.
No, we did not just say a
example.
bunch of stuff, sir.
Yeah, I don't know if you know how
said
evidence
a bunch
works.
of stuff. You said a bunch of stuff that didn't happen, and your partner had to prove it out for you.
I don't know.
And you still haven't proven anything. Not one thing.
Sure.
Not one thing, sir.
You got it.
You have not proven anything.
You
made claims, but none of the claims you made are true.
Stroke it. It's okay. It's gonna be fine.
You can keep you can keep doing what you're doing, but it's irrelevant.
You're saying nothing. You're interrupting me to say nothing.
Nonsense, sir.
So, Rob, what I'm trying to highlight here is that what you're criticizing of Craig is
Ben, be quiet.
you have
Greg.
the same problem in your argument. Your argument requires conspiracy too. Why should we give any credence to your conspiratorial argument and not Craig's?
I gave
Because-
you very specific parameters early
I asked
on.
Rob.
Okay. Rob's going to tell you the same thing.
Den, could you just be quiet? We're not talking to you.
Can I ask you a question in response very quickly?
No, I would like a response to my question.
The fact that you're incapable of answering, I will say this: the hypothetical question I would ask, which the answer would be no, just because one conspiracy is believed by someone doesn't mean that every conspiracy is equal to that. That would be nonsensical. For example, so when I'm saying the specific conspiracy that Craig believes, that there was a fake firefighter that was killed because Trump's ear cartilage couldn't kill that well. Please stop interrupting, please. You said
But
specifically,
you
said specifically that no one shot at Donald Trump.
Yeah, at Donald Trump, not another person.
So they shot specifically at the firefighter.
Maybe no one shot at Donald Trump.
Okay, I think that that's an outlandish conspiracy theory. I'm giving you specific reasons.
Ryan,
I'm giving you specific reasons cited up by data that I've pointed to as to why we should not believe the data set that's being provided.
All right, well,
and those
Craig's
reasons
asked to
include
share
a
screen.
conspiracy.
All right, well, let's
define conspiracy.
Let's just look at what
Those
Craig
were-
is.
you just
Hold
said,
on, Max.
Or did
Craig,
you not say that
hold
left-leaning
on, Max, please. Craig is sharing his screen. You're interrupting your partner right now, who has something he's trying to share.
Just very simple. I mean, I never said anything about a fake firefighter or something, so don't put words in my mouth, you disgusting human being. But the more important thing is, this is a guy who had his ear bitten, and this is apparently a guy who had his ear shot. I mean, call it a conspiracy theory if you like, but I mean, bitten, many years later, most ear still missing, shot about a year ago, ear completely fine. Either this dude's Wolverine or no one shot him in the ear. That's all I'm saying.
I'm not going to entertain this stupidity and the idea. I think that if there was any justice, by the way, by the way, let me ask you a question. Do you think that Alex Jones deserved the fine he got for his claims at Sandy Hook?
Absolutely. That was a disgusting, horrible.
I hope that you suffer the same fate from Corey Competor's family.
No, I did nothing about Corey Competor's family. I'm talking about Donald Trump. Don't put words in my mouth, you disgusting human being. I'm talking specifically about Donald Trump.
I'm not going to entertain your conspiracy theories that there wasn't someone that shot at Donald Trump. That instead the theory is that he faked it. The idea that wouldn't, even if that was true, it's not. Like, there's clear evidence that the wound that hit Trump's ear wouldn't have been as deep as the wound of someone biting off Evander Holyfield's ear, right? And so that even a small nick could cause an incredible amount of blood, so the healing would be different. That the level of care and the immediacy of it of Trump could mean that the heel healed back better than someone like Evander Holyfield, right? All of those things could be true, but even if we accepted that Trump's ear wasn't hit by a bullet, doesn't mean that no one shot at Trump, which is a claim that you made. You're making a claim that this was a fake assassination attempt. And this belies the arguments that you're trying to make, where you're trying to be taken seriously when you're citing a study that you have no idea anything about. You're a partner there that wants to say things like language and gerrymandering or violence, that wants to claim that because I'm outlining specific reasons, like seeing the overwhelming amounts of violence that we saw with Black Lives Matter that weren't registered in these studies that you're citing, that one come from law enforcement sources, and second, please let me finish, that first come through a filter of law enforcement, that then second go through a filter of these institutions that are doing these studies that are biased. The evidence is overwhelming.
Yes.
That the evidence is overwhelming that those violent actions happen. None of you can deny them. You can't.
No, we can absolutely deny that your reason for denying data
how the data is compiled.
Excuse me, sir.
No.
Could I finish a sentence uninterrupted?
No.
Would it be
It's
possible?
worthless.
Yeah,
Would it be possible? I'm sorry. If it's worthless, then just let me finish my sentence and talk right after. I don't know. It's a matter of education. Maybe because I was raised outside of the U.S. that I know that and you don't. So your position, Rob, has two conspiracies baked in on it, and you want me to believe your position over Craig's.
Yes, I've outlined specific. Did you see when CNN said this is mostly peaceful? Did you believe them when there was fire raging behind them?
In what instance?
CNN did a report that said these protests here are mostly peaceful as fire
Which
raged behind.
protests?
Are you aware that there was a protest during Black Lives Matter, that there was fires behind the reporter, and he said that it was mostly peaceful? Are you aware of that?
I have no idea.
Why am I talking to you? Could you be more
It's a
worthless?
meme that's been around for like 5 years.
You guys know nothing. It's either your bad faith or you're just so ignorant on the
Yeah, that's
topic
right.
that
Just
it's
keep calling
worthless
us
to
bad
talk
faith
to.
because you don't understand what's going on. So, reporter that was invited to look at Trump's ear said an ear had never appeared to have gone through less, except there on the tiniest patch of his tiny sculpture of skin, a minor distortion that resembled not a crucifixion wound, but a distant aftermath of a sun.
You still on about the ear?
Yeah.
Holy fuck! Holy shit!
Yeah,
we
yeah,
got
just because that's
one
funny.
here, folks. Here we go. What? No,
Well,
it's funny.
he can't face the fact that he's cherry picking the data and just.
I'm not cherry picking
can't
anything. I'm looking at the facts.
Yeah, you
Ah,
are.
We
the
ready to get the fucking
projection.
closing arguments? Why am I debating these two low-tier lolcows?
That's
the
right.
fuck's
Call
the
us low
point?
tier.
Is
Look
this
at,
the
you going to
best
call
we
us
can
Reddit
do?
Well,
tier
it is
next?
low tier.
Look at you, you
My
Trump
goodness.
fucking cult members. It's incredible.
Well, you're
This
the
is
one that
surreal.
pulled up a Biden happening to illustrate your bias against Trump. That's a.
No,
I mean, come on,
excuse
man.
Me,
You're
liars.
Get outta
I
here.
was
What is
specifically
wrong with
mentioning
you?
ICE.
What is
I was
wrong with
specifically
you,
mentioning
Craig?
ICE.
Greg,
I
whatever.
not
I don't
once-
know.
I specifically mentioned ICE. Is lying just something you do all the time?
Moderator, I'll ask you this. I don't care. We've been gone for 2.5 hours. This was supposed to be a 1-hour debate. I'm more than happy to keep going. What's the fucking point? How long am I supposed to sit here
Can
and
you cry some
entertain
more?
these
I'm
fucking
Hold on.
doofuses?
I'm listening to Robert.
My goodness.
Please keep crying. I'm loving it.
Hold
Cry
on.
more.
You cried to me earlier, Craig, about leaving. It's totally fine if Robert wants to say that he's getting to the point that he wants to get into the super chats and get things moving.
I just don't see the utility. I don't know where we could go
calm down,
further
you got
from
a
here.
heart attack.
That now we're on. Trump had a fake ear, and like, what the fuck are we
breathe.
talking about?
And
I don't know where
seriously,
we're at.
Craig,
so I'm asking
please.
the moderator, are we going to go
Aneurysm's not
7
good.
hours, 8 hours? Just let me know so I have some idea to mentally prepare for the stupidity that I'm hearing at a
you do
rampant
know
pace
that
All right,
aneurysms
accelerating.
aren't
all right,
good for your
I don't
health, right?
mind. I don't mind a little. Like I say, some of the
Someone is
the
triggered.
externities is fine. But guys, honestly, yeah, we can go into super chats if you want to move things along and try
I
to.
have one more question. Do you consider stuff like
fine.
I have one more question. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
Do you consider stuff like nepotism, putting people in charge that are completely unqualified, and that or that kind of thing? Is that political violence?
We can't take you seriously.
That
dude.
was a super
No,
hard.
literally
no,
can't take you
nepotism is
hard
not
question,
political
I get it.
violence.
We
Nepotism
literally
is
can't take you seriously.
Let
no
me ask you
political
this.
violence.
I'll
Okay.
answer.
No,
No,
that's
nepotism-
Hold on,
I-
hold
I
on, hold on, hold on.
know
Robert
with
wants.
that answer,
Hold on.
I know that.
Hold on. I'm just gonna let Robert have the floor. You asked your question, Max. I want him to respond to the question in full, and then let you respond as well. It seems like there's a lot of reaction to what you just said. So go ahead, Robert, and respond, and then Max, I want you to, just also respond. Let's go have a little nice back and forth. It's fine. Go ahead, Robert.
No, nepotism isn't political violence. Is affirmative action political violence?
No.
Why? Why is nepotism political violence but not affirmative action? Both
Because
are not
the,
hiring the most qualified person.
That's where you're wrong. Affirmative action is not about hiring unqualified people.
So what, for example, affirmative action would say that we have to lower the test scores for people of a certain race to prioritize them getting in. This would imply that the usual
That's
metrics you
not
would
what it
decide.
says.
Okay, define affirmative action.
Affirmative action like like DEI.
Yes.
It's fomenting hiring people of diverse, but it doesn't. Why would it lower their? If you don't meet the requirements for the job, you don't meet the requirements.
That's
for the
not
job.
true. Affirmative action specifically says that it will prioritize hiring people of certain races. So the way that this plays out, for example, in places like Harvard, which lost a case on this, was that the SAT score necessary to get into higher ed in a place like Ivy League was lower for Black Americans than it was for white or Asian Americans. Is that political violence?
When no, on an institution, when you're talking about hiring, No. Why would why would it be political violence when
When Joe
it's an
Biden,
institution? No, the reason why I consider nepotism being political violence is that you are someone who is in charge in a position of power, and you designate your son, whatever, right? That is political violence, not affirmative action.
I don't know, when gerrymandering's political violence and
Yeah, well, it
nepotism's
is.
political violence.
We never
then
go to finish that. We never go to finish that.
when these things are political violence, then everything's political violence, and the term means nothing.
No, I didn't say that everything was political violence. No, but there are different levels. When you're telling me gerrymandering, which is by definition the carving of electoral districts to try and gain an advantage, you're telling me that trying to gain an advantage on the democratic process, that is not political violence. Is that what you're telling me?
That is exactly what I'm telling. Also, you said that calling...
We live in different realities.
You said calling someone far left is political violence.
No, wait.
That's what you said.
Okay, you're lying. Okay, no. We were talking about... When we're talking about inflammatory rhetoric, I meant like Trump calling Biden and Harris the radical left. That doesn't
They are
do.
the radical left.
They're not.
So if Trump says that they're radical left, that's political violence.
On the most minor of scales, yes.
When they say Trump's a fascist, that's political violence.
Yes.
If I say someone's a communist, is that political violence?
If you say it in a despective manner, but you could say Max is a communist and it would
Also,
just
it's
be
tone.
a descriptor on me. Yeah.
Do you like Republicans, or do you think that being a Republican's derogatory?
No, in general, no.
What do you mean? I
Why
don't
would
understand.
There's no inherent aspect of derogatory aspect of the word Republican. No.
But there is a far left.
When you're calling people radicals who are not radicals, you're doing inflammatory rhetoric. So yeah, it's minor, but yes.
So if you called me a Republican in an inflammatory sense, would that be political violence?
If I called you just a Republican, no. Am I implying?
I don't. I'm ready for.
I know that stuff is very complicated. Let's keep it straight. You can say Max is a communist as a descriptor.
You tried, Rob. You tried.
I know, cheerleader. I know that you really want to couple Rob's eggs in your mouth and your hand, but just calm down.
Is that political violence? Did you just do political violence?
I'm just mocking him.
That was inflammatory. That's violence.
I'm just mocking him.
I'm
just mocking him for being a cheerleader.
But
Rob,
isn't that violence?
Rob,
and seriously, did you just enact violence? I'm
Listen
asking you a
to me.
serious question. When you insulted him like that and implied some sort of sexual impropriety, is that violence?
No, impropriety. Why? No.
You accused him of a sexual orientation and in wanting to commit sexual acts on me.
I accused him of cupping your balls.
Okay, so you accused him of touching me in an area that normally would be reserved for sexual in an inappropriate way. Is that political violence? That sounds inflammatory.
Yeah, sure.
Are you denying
All right.
it?
So now what I'm trying to tell you is that yes, it's not not really that big of a deal when we're talking just rhetoric. The problem is that it gets you into a very slippery slope, because if you start calling Biden and Harris the radical left, and then you have nowhere to go up when, let's say, things escalate a little bit, then what are you going to do? If you're calling people that are not radicals, you're calling them radicals, like, where do we go from there?
I'm ready for audience questions. I'm done interacting with these two. I don't know what to say.
All right, we're ready for audience questions. That's been asked. Hold on. I don't want to. Hold on, Max. I didn't mean to put you on mute, but I did. We have to go over to the audience questions. There's going to be more time to discuss later on. I know you've got your own thing going on that you discussed earlier. So we are going to ask the audience questions. I got the ones from earlier. So thank you to our panel for a very lively discussion. Honestly, we didn't expect anything different. We're talking about political violence. So, I mean, honestly, having the discussion couldn't possibly be worse than the actual violence itself. Come on now. Yeah, so many sensitive people out there, honestly. But I do apologize, you know, for the crash out on the stream there.
No worries.
Yeah, we lost connection for a bit there, and I'm glad that there's a lot of people that retuned in. Make sure that you hit the like button if you haven't already. We have a new stream up and running. There's only 80 likes so far.
Ryan,
so go ahead.
Before you go to that, James wanted me to like put together like he thinks I've got a flyer or a video or something for the event that I'm doing at DebateCon, but I don't. So I'll just talk about it if that's okay.
Sure. If you want to talk about DebateCon, you can do my housekeeping for me. So let's talk about DebateCon.
On the Friday before DebateCon, I'm having live debates, not the religious topics that you guys are doing. We're doing political and social issues. It's my treat. I'm paying for everything. I've got the venue. I've got I'm providing food. Just show up. We got a pretty good list of debaters coming in to do that. I think James is going to try and make an appearance. He said his time, you know, he's going to be very busy. Andrew Wilson will be there. Jake Rattlesnake's going to be there. A bunch of guys are going to be there, and not debating. The debate card is still being fleshed out. Rob will be there debating though. Greg, will you be there? Debate? Do you want to come and debate?
Oh my fucking God! It's Greg.
Yeah, did you say my name correctly?
Like, dude.
He's trolling you on purpose as well.
No, but he just looks like a fucking senile old man.
Well, I will be
He thinks he's trolling.
But reacting to it is just sad.
It's
So
just like it's just him lost in the nursing home.
he knows. All right, so Craig, are you gonna entertain the invitation here, or shall we move into
You're
super
certainly
chats
welcome.
before Robert crashes out here as well? I shouldn't say crash out. That's a bad term online, but you know,
You guys
crash
do what
out.
you gotta do. I'm
Crashing
doing other
out.
shit on my phone. You guys are good.
I was gonna say, as a father, crash out usually means like you fall asleep on the couch. All right, just
Right.
all right. So, yeah, Craig. I don't know if you want to ask to get there a little earlier, or if you're going to be getting there right on the wire. Maybe you could entertain that. We'll let you guys talk in your own space, though. I do want to ask the super chats.
I'll be in Chicago from the 7th to the 9th, in Cleveland from the 9th till the 14th, and then in Nashville from the 15th to the 17th. So
yeah,
if it meets up, dude, I would. Hey, let me just say, any hostileness, whatever, it's just fun.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
But
Yeah,
let me be clear to Rob though. Rob, I'm a little bit emotionally unstable right now because my mum died a week ago. What's your fucking excuse?
My excuse is I'm dealing with two fucking goofs that aren't worth my time.
Right. So basically, you're unable to emotionally regulate yourself for
hold
no
on,
reason.
Greg.
Cool, good story.
Craig.
Oh, he's
Craig,
so
Craig,
busy.
Craig, the invitation's there. It's on the 14th. I start at 10 a.m. We're going till midnight. We got debates all day. We're providing food. We do whatever, just it's free. You don't have to pay anything. You just show up. Sorry?
Let me check my flights. Rubik's, what time's my flight in my assistant to know. Rubik's, what time's my flight into Nashville? Is it on the 14th for getting there?
We're 20 minutes from the airport.
Wait, is the hotel at the airport, right?
We're 20 minutes from audience questions.
Yeah.
Robert, just chill, dude. You need to take a chill.
Hold on. All right. We'll talk about DebateCon. I love talking about DebateCon, but yeah, we do need to move in. If you do want to purchase tickets, we do have them in the live description there. And
AM or PM?
Hey, look, and also wife of Andrew Wilson hanging out, Rachel Wilson. No, you
Rachel. Oh, me and Rachel, come on.
Now who said somebody's name incorrectly? All right.
Raquel, listen, I am the one that challenged you on Twitter on your derpy feminist views.
Okay. Well, either way.
I would love to talk to you about that.
All right.
I will be debating Rachel Wilson at DebateCon on the 17th. Is that the last day? Whatever the last day is.
16th.
Yes.
16th. Right. Then I get into Nashville about 4:30 p.m. on the 14th. You said it's going
swing
to
on by.
All right.
We'll
if it works out, I'm going to be tired, and it really depends on how my health is with my leg and stuff. But The invitation's appreciated, and I would gladly come and teach
right.
Rob how to be a bit calmer.
All right. Well, we're going to move on to the audience questions.
To anyone
know.
with the DebateCon ticket. Anybody that has a DebateCon ticket, the invitation's open to you.
Well, I don't have a ticket.
Yeah.
This event this event is in support of DebateCon, not to detract.
And also they're speakers. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, cool. All right, let's move on to the super chats there, guys. Thank you so much for your lively discussion and just, trying to end on a friendly note. But yeah, Rachel Wilson's going to be debating against Craig as well at a DebateCon. So definitely get your tickets there. And yeah, you wouldn't want to fire me. I think I've held down the fort now over 300 times odd. If you want to count it up, it might be just a little bit under that. Between me and James, we've brought a lot of debate entertainment throughout the last almost 3 years that I've been participating with this project. So I do appreciate my time at Modern Day Debate, and do hope that you guys check out the link in the description there for those tickets. Emperor Fat Ass Dogs 69, our first super chat. We are there. How can the left claim...
Wait, hold on. I've got something else. Can we just...
Shut the fuck up. All right. How can the left claim they are less violent when they are pro-choice? Abortions kill more people every year than guns.
Do you want to take it or can I?
Oh, yeah. That's not killing a person. Abortion is a better option than leaving children to rot with no care when they're alive.
It's not abortion. It's not killing babies. It's just gerrymandering families. So I guess it is violence, right?
Oh, you're extra dumb. Love that. So what you're doing is an external critique. What you're doing is an external critique. We would say that abortion is not murder because that is a justified killing. So if you would like to do an internal critique of abortion, then you have to work within the boundaries of that. And I would tell you, the case study of Uruguay shows that if you legalize abortion while at the same time implementing other laws that promote access to contraception, mental and sexual education, then what happens is that you can actually legalize abortions and have a net reduction on abortions, which is what happened here.
I'm going to regret this, but when you say it's a justified killing, you're acknowledging that it's a human life then.
Yeah.
And so can you explain to me why it is justified to kill an innocent human life?
Because the bodily autonomy of the woman trumps the bodily autonomy and the moral consideration of a clump of cells.
You just said it's a human life.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just want to be clear. The argument is her bodily autonomy. Do you think that bodily autonomy extends to your labor?
Do you give that voluntarily?
Well, no, not necessarily. It's still your autonomy. You could choose whether or not where to work, when to work, how to work, correct?
Yeah.
That would include.
I said. You give that voluntarily.
Okay, so that is bodily autonomy. So if a mother of a 1-month-old says, you know what, this is affecting my bodily autonomy now because I have to be here to provide for this baby, and it would affect me psychologically to have to give the baby up for adoption, so I want to kill it. Should she be allowed to do that for her bodily autonomy?
No.
Why not?
Because the bodily autonomy supersedes the bodily autonomy of the fetus. Because they're attached to one another. Once that baby is born, there are alternate ways. You do not have to kill it.
It wouldn't matter. That's still what you would acknowledge, that would violate the woman's bodily autonomy in the form of psychology.
You don't get bodily autonomy once the umbilical cord is cut. You don't get bodily autonomy.
But you don't have a reason why that principle wouldn't extend, right? The principle of bodily autonomy is that the woman gets the right to decide at all times what to do with her body, whether it be physical or psychologically.
With her body.
Please, let me finish. And then we could say that it would be necessary that it would affect her psychological or emotional bodily autonomy if that baby was then given up for adoption. You say it's okay to violate her bodily autonomy in that instance.
That's only in this case of a wildly hyper-specific hypothetical. But the moment that you separate baby and mother, why are they why would you consider her bodily autonomy as affecting? Once you agree to carry past the abortion window, a woman acquires some inherent, a woman and a man also acquires some inherent responsibilities for that life.
Sounds like a bunch of
If
minor
I get, if okay,
references
let me
there.
rephrase it this way. Maybe this will clarify my point. If work is bodily autonomy, the woman could volunteer. If a mother allows her 1 week old at home and goes out partying for a week and comes back and the baby's dead, should she be arrested?
Yes.
Why? Her bodily autonomy was she could do what she wants with her body.
That is, oh my fucking God! I just finished explaining to you how when you're past what we agree is the abortion window, you carry, you grab some inherent responsibilities.
What's the inherency that it overwhelms your bodily autonomy that wouldn't also apply to once the human baby is in the womb? You also
What?
have responsibilities there. Why are you allowed to kill an innocent
Why?
human life?
Because we agreed to that.
No, you did, not me. I think it's murder.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Yes.
your country in general has gone back, but the rest of the world sees it like I.
We have also agreed that ICE is allowed to deport people, and yet you say that's violence.
Yeah,
Again, you're lying through
like
your
they're
fucking
doing.
teeth. Because what I said is that it's not that they're applying the law and deporting the illegals, is that they are literally grabbing whoever they can in the middle of the street and then sorting them out.
First
That's
off, you
not
were
supposed how that's
Can I
supposed
two
to
things.
work.
Questions,
Two
Rob.
things, Craig. Let me respond to then. Two things. One, you were unable to prove that, and secondly, I asked you specifically.
I showed one
Let me
example.
finish. I asked you, you showed an example of a woman who was detained because she shoved law enforcement, right? Secondly, early in the debate, I asked you, I said, would this mean that all government authority comes through threat of violence and anytime they use
Oh,
like
for
police?
fuck's sake, that
And
is
you
not
said
the
yes.
gotcha you
That's
think
what
it
you
is.
said. You said yes.
That happens in all systems of.
But it's violence, correct?
Someone has to endorse the law. Yeah.
I'm on side. Don't kill innocent human life. That's where I'm at.
No,
I think
you're
that's
not.
All
murder.
right, hold on. Craig's
No,
trying
you're
to jump in
not.
here, guys. So let's see.
No,
if-
you're not.
Wait,
Why
hold on, Max.
Why aren't you protesting
Hold on.
Trump executing a boat filled with fishermen? You're
don't think they were
not
innocent.
You're not pro not killing innocent lives.
I don't think they were
not by
innocent.
a long shot.
All right, hold on,
They
Craig.
were. You have
all right,
no evidence.
You're saying that they're
that
not
they were
innocent.
not.
You're saying that they are. Craig,
And
you had
that's why
something
we
else.
live in a different reality. You
Hopefully, hold on, you guys. I'm just gonna place you on a brief mute. Craig was trying to jump in. Craig, you have a different, hopefully, a different avenue because these guys are just not going to agree on this base point.
Yeah, just a very simple question for Rob. Hypothetical situation: there's a mother that's 5 months pregnant, but if she carries the baby till term, she will die. The baby will live. Is abortion okay in that case? You're muted. Rob, you're muted.
Hold on there, Rob.
Rob, you are muted.
Hold on, Rob. You need to come off the mute there. I put you and Max on the
yes.
mute there just because you guys were both having
Sorry.
too much of a back and forth. Go ahead.
Yes. I'll answer both Max's position and here. First, answer this quickly. Yes, the woman should not be forced to make a decision that would lead to the termination of her own life. That is a circumstance where we would say you are not forced to exterminate your own life for the life of another. However, we should not be allowed to exterminate innocent human life for reasons of tragedy that was formed at the conception. To answer Max's position, the reason this is different is we could have a reasonable dispute on whether or not we think that Venezuelan boats are actually guilty if they're drug traffickers, gang members, etc. However, there is no dispute on the unborn human that they are innocent. And Max is 100% okay with the murder of that without debate, innocent unborn human.
Yeah.
Also,
I think that's grotesque.
I think also.
I think
Craig,
it's grotesque that you support your government randomly.
All right, hold on. We're gonna try
boats
just
in the Caribbean without any.
hold on. We're
confirmation,
trying
and
to
you think
keep.
that's okay.
We're trying to keep on that point of the super chatter. So Dawn, go ahead.
Yeah. Also, Craig, that would be a medical determination. A doctor would make that decision at that point, not a not just a
So,
person
right,
who wants
so
to
a doctor
avoid
gets to
the
decide who dies.
the
Right?
responsibility, right?
So
I
the
mean,
next question I have is
a medical professional would make a decision about which life would be better to, or not, would be more likely to be saved. Correct? Am I correct in that?
No, there are
No.
certainly decisions where it would be left up. If a doctor says to a woman, we think you'll die if you have to carry this pregnancy to term. However, we could try to do that. The doctor would do that. At that point, it's up to the woman. And I don't think that the woman should be forced to carry it to term if it would mean the death of her.
Okay, very specific question for you, Rob. A woman gets raped, gets pregnant, never had any intention to be a mother, is not financially able to be a mother, doesn't want to be a mother, doesn't want to go through childbirth, has no intention of that ever happening. She never had the agreement to have a baby. Is she allowed to have an abortion?
No, the extermination
That's
of
fucking
human.
disgusting. That is
Would you-
disgusting that
you
you would
asked
force
a
a woman
question-
to lose her life.
You asked a question, and now allow me to respond, and then I'll give you a chance. No matter how tragic the circumstance of the conception, if we agree that it's a human life, which you and your partner have conceded, we should not be allowed to terminate. We should not be allowed to terminate human life because of the tragic conception of it. I'll ask you this question. If a woman is molested by someone in the house and she is chained to a basement floor, right, and is forced by the person that molested her to carry the child to birth, and then the day that she has birth, she is rescued by the police and she says, I can't bear to think that that horrible act of SA that occurred to me created this child. I want it terminated. Should we terminate the child?
No, that's different. The child's
Wait,
already
it will
born.
ruin the girl. It'll
Let
ruin
me
her
answer
for
my.
life.
Am I going to get to answer the question? Am I going to get to answer the question?
You can split them up.
Yeah, no, absolutely
All
not,
right.
because that child is
Hold on a
already
second.
born, and that child being killed after it's born is not going to harm that woman. She went for a horrible, horrific thing, but killing that child is going to do nothing now. She had no choice.
I
in
agree.
it.
Killing
She
the
had
child
zero
will do
choice.
nothing. I agree
So,
100%.
But that
Yes,
is before. That is
agreed.
after birth. That is
Thank you.
after birth. If a woman
I agree.
got raped and does not want to go through childbirth, she does not want to suffer for 9 months
Mm-hmm.
growing a child and forcing her body to rip itself apart, forcing her vagina to tear to her asshole. She does not want to go through that. She never had any intention of it. She's been forced into it. She should have the right to say, no, I do not want to have that baby.
I do not think that we should justify the murder of innocent humans because it
murder.
is an inconvenience. I don't
It's
think
not
that.
murder.
We got.
Should have,
Why?
I'll
We
ask
gotta
the
ask the
last-
next
I'll
question.
Ask the last question.
Hold
Lance,
on.
real quick. Should we allow
Last
women to have
word for
abortion at
everything.
9 months in that circumstance?
Hold on, Max. Let them answer the question. We got to move on. We got more questions. So
If
9
a woman's
months abortion.
Sorry.
Woman's sexually assaulted. She gets pregnant. For whatever reason, she can't get access to an abortion until 9 months. Now she wants the abortion. She allowed to have it in 9 months?
I think she should be able to.
I think you're a fucking monster.
No, absolutely not. Because you know what? The chances of that mother dying during childbirth are still pretty high. That mother has now been forced into a position where she might die.
Third trimester
She never
abortions.
wanted to. She
Third
never
trimester-
wanted to be in that position. That child is a product of rape and probably was going to have the worst fucking life you could ever have. The best thing for that child and that mother and society is to not force that mother to go through the trauma of having a baby she never wanted and possibly dying.
We need to
Two
ask the
things.
question. We
I'm going
need
to
to ask
respond
the
to
next
this real
question.
quick. Real quick, I'm going to say this one. Like, that's offensive to anyone who was conceived in rape and is now a valuable human being, saying that, well, we should terminate you because your life would have probably been shit. That's a slap in the face to them.
Terminate them.
Secondly-
I didn't say we
Secondly-
should. Do not put words in my mouth. I
answer.
did not say we should.
I'll answer. I'll finish. Secondly,
All right, we heard you.
third
Craig.
trimester abortions are also incredibly risky to the health of the woman. So it's non-unique, your claim, well, we shouldn't have, in 9 months, she shouldn't be forced to have
5
birth
seconds
because
to
it could be detrimental to her health. The same is true of the abortion at that point.
I do want to try to
you
move
can
you guys
just-
out of
you can
here
just
in
do a
some
C-section.
time. Hold on, Max. You're talking over me again. I'm sorry, Max. I got to put you on mute. You can take yourself off mute, but yeah, we do have to move on. There are so many questions that are related to the actual topic of this evening, and I do want to get you guys out of here in a good time. Unless you guys don't want to get out of here in a good time, that's up to you.
I mean, it's only 4 a.m., you know. I've only got the gym in 4 hours, dude. It's cool.
Oh, well, I do want to give you guys a chance, if you would like to if you want to step out and use the washroom, grab
Toilet,
yourselves
yes,
a
please,
drink.
One moment.
Yes,
We'll be
if you
back.
need to use something of that variety. I don't expect everybody has their streaming catheter in, but if you do,
guess I'll go to the
hang
bathroom
out with
for
us
this.
for a second. Okay, yeah, no worries. Yeah, I was gonna say, I thought he was gonna tell on himself for a second there and say, yeah. No, I don't know how some streamers get by with hanging out for as long as they do without
You mean
using
like
the
when I did a
washroom.
72-hour stream a few months ago?
You know what? I hear that your streams are the longest, okay? Whether they're in the bathroom or on YouTube. All right. Anyway, we have more super chats that we're going to ask. Of course, we are so sorry once again that we had to reroute to a different stream. We are happy that there's a lot of people that are tuning in. Once again, make sure that if you know that our people are that were watching before, they know that we're still hanging out here live and we're answering your questions. And yeah, I will say once again, we do have a live event coming up. James is going to be there as your sole and main doctor, moderator of Modern Day Debate for the Modern Day Debate Con. So that's in Nashville, Tennessee. It's Saturday and Sunday, November 15th and 16th. So that is a 2-day event. We have tickets linked in the live description. And if you get there a day early, Dawn is also inviting you to a dinner if you have tickets to Modern Day Debate. So there's all kinds of stuff going on that is just being incentivized by the fact that we have been doing what we are doing. And Dawn is feeling inspired to, like I say, host those people. And we do appreciate your support of the channel as well, Dawn, for extending that invitation to the supporters of our channel. So yeah, do check out those tickets in the live description. James has also put it in our live chat and has linked it in there. So let's carry on with our questions when Max gets back.
Can I just quickly read a chat as Rob is here? This is kind of to him. Someone in my chat says, I came into the world unwanted by very horrible parents. They didn't get an abortion due to religious reasons. That is bullshit. They should have aborted me.
I mean, the fact that this person is someone who's suicidal is tragic. And what I would suggest, please, let me finish. What I would suggest to them is that your life probably has value and that you should go to church and find Christ.
Yeah.
Oh, God, why? Christ is not a real thing.
All right, we got to move on. Don't make me put you all on mute. Yeah, okay, I appreciate that. If I put Craig on mute and he's just having a good chuckle, then we're in good odds, right? You're fine.
Yeah, why was I muted then?
Yeah. Yeah, well, we got to move on. You see, we got so many questions, Craig. We'll be here all night. Trust me, buddy. All right. Thank you to Dawn, Robert. Thank you to Dawn and Robert, and also Craig and Max for hanging out. We're going to continue on. Even Lord for $5 says, as somebody with asthma, I am envious of Mr. Noir's lung capacity. A question for all debaters. What is worse, high property damage or human damage? I think this is a commentary on what you guys were debating about BLM.
Yeah, well,
I'm
clearly...
I'm going out on a limb there.
Clearly, the answer is human life being damaged or lost is infinitely worse than property damage. And it is a fact, and I'm not going to, sugarcoat this, that the left in America causes more property damage, more arson, more things like that. But the right is far more lethal and with more overall violent actions.
That's not true, as the debate proved. But
The
to answer the
data
question,
disagrees with you,
we pointed out how you don't understand the data, and the data's inaccurate. We've done it many times.
Oh, the data disagrees with you.
2020, how many violent left-wing actions were there? Did you ever get that? That was the very first question I asked as soon as open debate.
That was the second one.
That's not true.
The first one, and then you changed. It is.
That's not true. That was the very first question I asked.
No, it was the
very
second
first question. I mean, I don't know. Say go back and look. You were incapable of finding that. Now, to answer the question, it is not infinitely worse. If it's a one-to-one thing, if I had to choose between someone taking a life or destroying an automobile, clearly the value of the life is more important. However, we have to look at all these things proportionally. All of us as humans accept the fact that we're willing to take inherent risk when it comes to the idea of protecting human life. Otherwise, we would say that the speed limit should be 5 miles an hour everywhere. That would save lives. Therefore, that's what we do. We all accept that there's some inherent risk in the fact that we can drive 65.
Is this non sequitur?
Would you please be quiet, Craig?
What the fuck is this non sequitur you're going on?
I don't know what to say. I'm answering the question, right?
No, you're not. You're on a non sequitur. Why?
Would you please be quiet? You've illustrated that
why
not
are you
only
on
do
a
you have no
non-sequitur?
self-control, but you're incapable
Why
of following
are you
any
on
logic.
a non sequitur? This
I'm
has
going
nothing
to answer
do
the
with
question. I'm going to answer the question. I don't
It's
care if you
nothing to do
continue
with
to
the
sit here and
question.
interrupt the whole time. We could do this for the next 4 hours if the moderator chooses to allow you to interrupt with the nonsense that you've been doing the entire debate. Otherwise,
Dude,
you'll allow
you're
me to
literally
finish the
spouting a
point.
non sequitur
That's
right
fine.
now.
If the moderator wants to allow this to occur, that's fine. But what I'm going to do is get to finish my point. That's what's going to happen. I've
Yeah,
sat
your
here
non-sequitur
patiently
point.
the
Please go
entire
ahead and
debate.
finish your
I've sat here
All
patiently
right,
the
I
entire
do want to
debate.
let you finish your point. That is true.
Thank you. All right.
Go ahead.
So the point is, we can see clearly there that we would say that there are things that we value over human life. So the idea that we say that it's infinite is certainly not true. If we talked about one person dying tragically,
Who
while
thinks
that would
billions
be
are better than
heinous,
people? Triggered? Yeah, good. Anyway, you're dumb. You think that buildings are more important than people. Next question.
Wait, was that you making noise in my ear? What was that? Did you say something? What's going on?
Don't know.
I can't with you guys sometimes. I
know.
swear.
I figured out how to shut
my
Rob
goodness.
up.
Can I give
No,
my
I
thoughts on
think-
that question?
just want to say I'm nonplussed at the moderation, just allowing this guy to spurg out as I'm trying to answer the question. That's
Says the
fine.
Spurg.
I now
You
understand.
are the goat of Spurg.
I now understand that I'll just sit here quietly until the questions are done.
That's
So,
probably
go ahead.
better for you, to be honest.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. Hold on.
So
I don't want to have to mute the two of you, honestly. But hold on,
about,
Craig. Craig, you're on mute again. No, Max, we got so many questions. Even Lord 7825, and I do like allowing a little bit of back and forth if you guys can handle it. That's great. But yeah, if you guys are not having a great time, well then we'll just carry on with questions. Even Lord says, "Rest in peace, Craig, living in the United Sultanate of Britain."
Living in the what, sorry?
In the United Sultanate of Britain.
United
What does that
Sultanate
mean?
of Britain.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I think they're trying to say that there's a lot of Arabs and Islam people
Yeah.
here, but I mean, I've been all over the UK and I've literally not seen these things that the propagandist media pumps out about Islam's taking over the United Kingdom. It's just simply not true. I live here and it's not true. And you know what? I can say what the fuck I want on social media and I'm not going to get arrested. Watch this. I'm on social media right now. Fuck you, police in Britain. Fuck all of you. Come and fucking arrest me. I fucking dare you. Look, I'm not getting arrested. Everything you morons say about Britain is not true.
That's all we need out of that question. So Landon Manwaring says, "Get him, Rob." I don't know if you know Landon Manwaring 8790, but they're a fan of yours, Robert. Even Lord, I don't know if you want to say anything to your fan here, Landon. Oh man, everybody having a great time, I swear. Even Lord, didn't the ADL call Christianity a terrorist regime? I imagine they meant to say, but you know, we're gonna type out
terrorist regime.
The ADL, they say.
Can I see a citation to show that they said Christianity is a terrorist regime? Because I just don't think that's true. I'm going to quickly fact check that.
Any thoughts, Max and Dawn, immediately on the super chat there?
No, I can't.
About the ADL
I don't
declaring.
even know what they're talking about.
Yeah,
I haven't heard about ADL.
very clear.
There have been terrorist cells in all types of religions and denominations. There's probably some nuance to that thing. Without looking at the exact thing, I couldn't possibly
Right,
tell.
okay, so here's the truth of it. The ADL and the FBI classify specific extremist groups or individuals who claim to act as Christians, for example, the Army of God, or certain white supremacist sects of Christian identities, as terrorist organizations. But no, they do not classify Christianity as anything like that.
I told you.
I don't know where this person got that nonsense from. Probably their mum fed them lead paint instead of formula or something. I'm not sure.
Look what I have. A cat.
Cat!
Thanks for your objective.
Hey, just so it's 12:05,
response.
so
Go
I
ahead,
gotta
Robert.
get going. So
Good,
I
fine.
thank you so much for all of you being here. I really appreciate it. But
Oh boy.
we cool?
Bye then.
No.
Oh, you're taking
Yes,
off.
I'm saying it's 12:05. was going to go. I thought that this was going to end at about like 10:30, 11. So,
No, fair enough. I mean, you had options
Bye.
to let us know if you were getting in the end of your time, but if you need to take off,
Well, why don't we?
I mean, if
why don't
I'm
Rob do some
obligated-
final words. I think it's only
That's
fair
the-
Rob gets to.
you're
do
not
the final
obligated to
statement,
do
right?
anything.
I'll stay if that's what it's going to be. I'll stay. I'm not trying to mess up the show. I thought that this sort of the questions were. I'm not going to respond anymore during the questions, but I can sit here if that helps the show out. So.
No,
Rob,
no.
I
If
wasn't
you're just
being
going to sit there and
nasty,
not
I
actually
was-
respond to the questions that are for you, then hold on, Craig. If you're going to sit there and not respond to the questions that are for you, then I mean, there's not
You
much of a
might
point
just
to be
well
here.
go. I mean,
I'm
you've
just
never
being
seen
honest.
MTV
Thank you so
before,
much for your
right?
time. Then I really appreciate it. Thanks.
Bye.
So
Have
it's
a good
it's
day,
past
Rob.
the time that I thought that we would be here. That's all I'm suggesting. So
Oh,
okay.
Hey, Rob.
All right.
Peace.
Yeah.
All right.
All
Cheers.
right. Thanks,
okay,
guys.
we-
Thanks so
You
much.
have a lot to do right now.
Appreciate it. Thank you guys so
All
much.
right, Max. Cheers.
Have a great
Thank
rest
you
of the
so
show.
much.
Bye.
We shall.
We'll
Thank
see
you.
guys.
Later.
The ambulance arrived. That's why.
Hold on, my goodness. You can't even help but not go before somebody takes off. He hasn't even clicked the button yet. All right, we do have a couple more super chats and we do need to go through. I'm going to switch over to the other screen. It is getting a little bit late, and of course we did have the crash of the stream. There's a lot of questions, and you guys, obviously you wanted to talk about abortion for a while. That's cool. We have audience questions, so that's the way it's going to go. The Milkman 369 says, what is the methodology in the studies for defining a right versus left-wing violence? Question for the left. What's the methodology?
Yeah, well, I mean, that's kind of the hard thing is defining left and right, because like Max said, if we're looking at America, yeah, there's left and right. But if we compare America to other countries, the entirety of America is right. So, I mean, it's a bit of a vague question because the actual definition of what is left and right is not something that's set in stone. Max,
Okay.
thoughts?
Cool with that?
No, I generally agree. What you consider left and right, I made it very clear that you would call Kamala Harris and Biden the radical left, and they are like way to the right of me, for example. So yeah, these things are relative, and it is kind of funny when they say the radical left is like, yeah, no, they're not doing like actual terrorism. They're not doing any of the things that the historical radical left has ever done. And the left in general has taken more of a turn in the last 20, 25 years. You can see that all over Latin America on a more data-driven way of governance. So what you see today as the Uruguay Communist Party is very different than communist Soviet Union.
All right. Next question coming in from Airborne Animal says, like all leftists, Craig doesn't like getting interrupted, but he can't stop interrupting everyone else. What a joke. All right.
Here's the thing, right?
Kevin
I've got
De Oliveira, we can't entertain all of these questions because we do need to move along.
Quick response, just I'll be 10 seconds.
I mean, unless Don, I mean, we're asking Don to hold down a lot of fort here. So, like, Don, unless you're okay
it's cool.
to.
It's cool. I got it.
I
Okay,
just
cool.
literally want to explain
Go
something, right? I interrupt in very specific circumstances, and that is when my question's been ignored or someone lies about me, or if I think there's a break in the conversation where I'm can naturally interrupt. When I'm interrupted and I get annoyed, it's because I'm literally in the middle of a sentence about maybe finish a point, and they cannot just wait fucking 2 seconds. There's a difference.
Right. Next question. Craig, can you name 5 right-wing riots that have happened in the past 10 years? This is from Kevin Del Riva. 799.
Not off the top of my head, no, but I can easily research and find a bunch if you like. Just because I do not have all information at hand does not mean that information does not exist. To quote Einstein, I do not need to learn these equations. They are not important. They are written in a book and I can look them up. The important thing is knowing how to use the information.
All right. Basil Parham says, Craig, remember that time you navigated a nuclear submarine? Tell us
Basil,
more.
So you've left my chat to come and troll me here. That's always nice. Yeah, as a submariner, and I'm sure anyone who's ever been a submariner will be aware, you have to, as part of your training, learn every fucking system on board that submarine. Why, you may ask, do you have to learn every system on board a submarine? Why would a chef have to know how to, for instance, manage the hydraulics? The reason for that is because if somebody dies on board a submarine, you can't fucking replace them. So yes, I spent time navigating a submarine as part of my training as a submariner.
All right, nominal 5583 for $10 says $10 for Craig to leave. Oh,
Make it 20.
Nominal. Make it 20
mean,
nominal, and we will have a
Send,
deal.
if you want to get a debater kicked, send 100. Come on.
Yeah, send $100 and I will remove him and
PayPal.me.
say, eat
Now,
my butt.
PayPal.me/FTFE, 50 quid. I'll never come back to Modern Day Debates.
Oh, yeah.
That's all?
No, that's too low.
No, I'll just take the
He
money and lie,
lies.
actually. That's the thing.
Yeah, sure.
I was going to say, he lies. That's what I was saying. Yeah. Big League Drew says, yeah, no stranger to lying over there, Craig. Ooh, yeah, no, I'm being bad. No, I'm picking. Big League Drew says, do you believe the FBI when they say Epstein killed himself, or are they lying? Well, there's been a lot of weird stuff
I
around
don't
that.
think Epstein... I honestly, no, I don't think Epstein killed himself. It's a conspiracy theory. Do I have any evidence? No. But let's look at what there is available. The footage.
Well, it seems
of his
strange,
apparent
but
cell
hold on.
is not
Hold
even
on.
of
I
his
want to cut
cell,
you off.
it's of across the
I'm going to
fucking
cut you off.
corridor.
Now I'm going to mute you too. Hold on. Let's let Dawn respond right quick, Craig. Okay?
Me?
The only one who's not had a chance. All right. Do you believe the FBI?
No, I mean, none of these questions are really for me. I made my points sparingly and but effectively during the debate. Rob actually carried all the water today, so I can understand why he was tired. He's been streaming like nonstop today, so I get why he had to bow out. But I mean, yeah, I mean, it really seems like that as I suggested early on, people like to just pick the first study and just go with it without vetting it or looking into it at all. And I think Rob and I both are pretty well versed in the fact that the ADL and the FBI and the CSIS studies are all at best fractured and really they're very misleading, which is fine as long as you're willing to admit that going into it. But when you're not willing to admit it, then you're just lying to yourself. That's all.
So
Dan, what
conspiracy, the
studies could we
FBI
trust?
conspiracy. Throw the numbers. Got it.
No, genuine question, Den. What
Yeah,
studies can we trust?
I don't actually trust a lot of studies without vetting them. I spent my, I didn't serve on a nuclear submarine, but I have a degree in psychology and they told me that psychology was a science, but psychology is not a science. Psychology is at best a guess. And so if they're going to lie to me about an entire course of study, why wouldn't they lie to me about some statistics that are made up?
Wait, you do
psychology's
have a
definitely
license
science.
to? Are you licensed in psychology?
We don't, no, not in psychology. They don't license psychologists here. You're very
Psychology's not
you're
a
very
science, that's
interesting
interesting.
character, sir.
You're telling me that you do not go to school.
I
and
have
get
a degree.
license
I
to
have actually multiple degrees. I have a degree in psychology, another one in criminal justice, and then I did my minor in philosophy.
And it's
But
not a science.
That was like 30 odd years ago. I'm old.
All right. Let's ask the
And
next question there,
psychology is
guys.
not a science. That was kind of my point. Would you say that not
hold on,
releasing
Max.
the
No,
Epstein
no, we
files
can't.
is political violence?
Hold on. I mean, yes or no, and then let's carry on.
I'm sorry. What was that?
Or
Would you say
said
that
not releasing the Epstein
Epstein
files
is political
is
violence?
political violence? I don't know if that can be summed
No,
up in a yes or
that's
no.
not political violence.
All right.
Got it.
All right. So Airborne Animal says, what is the data? How was it collected? What questions were asked? Ooh, you don't know. Big surprise. Craig for the L. All right. Let's just
I
leave it there. Airborne.
Specifics.
Because there's not a whole lot to respond to there besides you
Well,
just
there
saying,
is.
I think you're wrong. Emperor Fat
Well, I
Ass
could
Dog
cite
says,
there. He's wrong, but
Well, I mean, you cited a few things that you said you had data for, so I mean, we can't go through everything. I'm so sorry. Emperor Fat Ass Dog says, why do the left worship violent criminals like Luigi Mangione, Breonna Taylor, and George Floyd? Isn't that counterproductive on the left's part? I'll hand it
Why
over
does
to
the
you
right-
first there, Max, if you don't mind. Hold on there.
Now, Greg was eager, so you can throw it over to him.
Yeah.
Okay, Luigi
I
Mangione,
haven't
Breonna
heard of-
Taylor, George Floyd.
I haven't heard of any left people worshipping those, but my question would be, why does the right worship a multiple felon, sexual abuser, homophobe,
It's so trite.
pedophile?
You know, you can do way
Why
better.
would they
Craig.
worship someone like that tried to overthrow the American
Well,
government?
I don't think
mean,
anyone
it's weird.
worships that person. However, I can't give you
Have you
examples.
seen X? Have you seen the people on X that worship the Orange God King?
I don't actually go to Twitter much. I'm not a
Yeah,
Twitter guy.
I try not to be honest. It is a fucking cesspit of people that worship.
It's
Trump.
always been a
we're gonna ask the
cesspool.
next question.
I don't go there very often. I will
Not
say though,
much-
just you know, in clarification of the point, if you say they don't worship them, but yet an entire country literally rioted over George Floyd, people who had no idea of the facts demonstrated for Breonna, whatever her name was, and this is insanity on the left. It's just insanity. And if you can't call it insanity, I don't know I don't know how to help you. I just really don't.
Hey, I agree. There's insane people on the left, like the fucking idiots that started taking a bunch of Tylenol when Trump said that you shouldn't. You know, just to spite him. You know, there is fucking idiots and absolute nutbars and extremists on the left, but they also exist on the right, and one of them's the president.
All right. Next question coming in. Land and Man Warring says, both of these lefty voices are so annoying they should automatically lose the debate. All right. Isa Kabir.
Oh.
All right. Thank you. Isa says,
Kisses.
here to support my familia, says MXXD, Craig, and Ryan. I don't know if I'm on everybody's happy list tonight there, Isa, but that's okay because I don't care. All right, Alejandro for $50. MX says, Robert and Don, you guys are right. The right wing doesn't write as much. They do shootings, assassinations, school shootings, and mass shootings instead. Any thoughts there, Don?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if we just look at the numbers of actual like shootings and assassinations, if we actually did something about it, we wouldn't allow Democrats to own firearms. I think that most of the school shootings lately have been by verified Democrats and people that we can't talk about without getting purged from YouTube. And so that's a real
Jews?
thing. No,
Did you really just do that?
no, the
Oh.
trans people, transmissions.
Oh.
Can't talk about that. But anyway, yeah, I mean, we keep looking at this, and there's seems to be a very radicalized group of people in this country that, for whatever reason, can't deal with their anger and emotions in a normal way. As a competitive shooter myself, and one of the things that when you're in this environment, I look, and we, and in our community, we look for people who are showing signs of radicalism. Because of the reality that there's some really whacked out people out there, and they're usually on the left, and I think that that's really hilarious. So
I'd say they're usually on the right, like ones that don't understand science
well,
and stuff like that.
I would challenge you to prove that.
Okay, well, the big right-wing leader said that Tylenol causes autism. That's one of the most whacked out things I've ever fucking heard.
Well, I'm talking specifically about the ask, which was that these people that we seem to be on the right committing the violence of school shootings and that sort of thing, and yet overwhelmingly overwhelmingly the radical left, especially the gay trans community, seem to be committing those crimes.
Well, actually, no, that's incorrect. So 95% of school shootings in the US are completely apolitical. They're nothing to do with political ideologies at all. Of the 5% that is left, the majority of them are far right extremists, not left wing.
Do you
this is what?
so
do you trust statistics?
Last year was
from
a
the
different bump, but do you know how many people were actually killed in school shootings in 2023? 3, I
I
believe it was.
do
24.
not know the exact number, no, but
It was
I
like
do know
9.
that,
It was like 9.
The NTEC.
Do you know how many were killed? It was like 9. Do you?
Okay.
And that's okay. You can fact check me on that later. Do you know how many were killed in crosswalks by moms in SUVs that shouldn't be driving?
No.
It's like
don't.
70. I think it was 68 or something, but it's in the 70 range. So the trying to draw these parallels is a ridiculous game. I'm just saying that
I didn't do that. I didn't bring up school shootings, but you know, if you want
okay.
the facts around
Well, no,
school shootings,
the questioner did. Yeah, I got you.
But the facts
Fair
around
enough.
school shootings. Do you trust the National Threat Assessment Center statistics?
Not, I mean, I think that it's pretty biased, but I don't know. I don't pay attention to a lot of that. The National Threat Assessment. If it was a real organization, I would be.
Where do you get your?
If it was a really serious organization, how much of a threat could they not when they're not assessing the threats to various schools in the beginning? And why do we always learn that these school shooters and whatnot tend to be known to the FBI or known to these people, and yet they do nothing? So I don't.
Well, yeah, that's an
don't
American problem. You do realize that school shootings are like a uniquely American phenomenon, right?
Yeah, I do.
And
that's okay.
A problem. That's not. What do you mean that's okay?
It's okay that we have our problems and you have yours, sir.
No. It's not okay that school shootings is a problem. That's not okay. You should never say, "Oh my." Den, did you just say that it's okay that your country has a problem
I
with
said
school
it's
shootings?
okay that it's an American problem. I don't. It is a problem. I did not say it's not a problem. You said it's a uniquely American problem. I said that's okay. You have problems in England we don't have here, right? You have people driving over people with cars in the middle of the road.
Okay?
We don't have that here, sir.
Sorry, in which sense is it okay?
He doesn't have traffic accidents. Did you just really say
No,
that?
I didn't say that, sir. That's not what I said.
Seriously, Den, in what sense is it okay?
Move on. No, it's fine. I may be.
How is it fine? What do you mean school shootings is fine?
I didn't say that school shootings were fine, sir. I said that they're a uniquely American event is not a problem for me.
What do you mean that's not a problem?
People
that's
blowing up classrooms, just like people blowing up
Jesus
classrooms
Christ.
in Afghanistan is not a problem for me.
All right, we got to ask the next question. Airborne Animal
Did you
says
actually
studies
just
are
say
only
that?
as good.
You
Shush, 1 second, Craig, you're on mute. Studies are only as good as methods used. The phrase garbage in, garbage out has significant meaning in data analysis and science.
Yeah, I mean, they can cope however they feel like it. The only thing that trumps data is more data. So you can flail and you can move your arms every which way that you want to try and dismiss the data.
Hold on. We're going to try to move a little bit quicker.
I'm sorry, did I
example of a
just get
Biden
interrupted?
administration issue, dude. Like you literally gave an example of a Biden administration issue and you're whining about Trump. Stop it.
That wasn't me.
All right,
Mine was 2025, so go harder.
Hold on, Craig, you're on mute. Craig, I put you on mute just for 1 second, just because they were both talking.
Yeah, I do need to correct myself about what I said earlier. The incident was actually September 2025. However, the report was talking also about things that were done in 23 and 24. But the specific incident of the black bag rat being used was September the 24th, 2025.
All right, next one coming in from Isa Kabir for $2 says, come to the after show at Yerba Mate Talks. That's Max's show over there. Basil Problem for $5 says, MXXD, are you an actual communist? Do you believe in central planning? How are your views different from Stalin's? All right, my catheter is not working here, so I have to step away. Just hold on now.
That's a good question, Basil. First time. Good on you. So, yes, I am an actual communist. There is, and I try to lay it out in my opening, that there is a huge difference between what you would find when you read the Communist Manifesto than what you find now in the different communist parties of Latin America. In Uruguay in particular, Uruguay comes from a very high democratic we hold democracy to a very high regard, and except for the 2 military coups that the U.S. gladly sponsored us, we have in the collective memory of our society, it's the idea of never going back to a non-democratic form of government. So that would be the most fundamental difference. And then there are some things within, how you would get from the transition of a capitalist system into communism. But yeah, I would say I'm more of if you want to call it something, that would be more of like a neo-communist or whatever. I don't know, but labels are boring.
How am I supposed to lose weight when it's fucking Halloween and there's candy around?
Wallahi. Did we lose Ryan? No. Oh, there he is.
He's back.
No, he's back.
All right, you got me. All right, let's ask the next question. I'm just going to turn off my monitors here so I can't hear you guys doubling.
I love some people are
even
losing it with my voice in the chat, and they're funny because it's like, when you have to criticize my voice, it's because you literally have nothing left. So good on you.
I maybe that just helps the rest of us, the Canadian over here, feel a little less self-conscious, conscious, if you will.
Second state or whatever, right?
Yeah, hold on. Let me just take out my headphone. I can talk easier without my ears completely clogged. Even Lord says, "Free Derek Chauvin, my Caucasian didn't do nothing." Derek Chauvin.
Caucasian.
Who's Derek Chauvin?
Derek Chauvin.
He is the man who was wrongly convicted of killing George Floyd.
Oh, okay. See, I don't remember names that well, except for song names.
Wrongly convicted, and you say that. Oh, you did say that you had experience in criminal justice. Is that your professional opinion?
Yeah, it is actually.
How did George Floyd die?
Of heroin, not heroin, but I cannot even remember the name of that drug. Maybe fentanyl. He died of a drug overdose. Was it anything to do
with the detainment by a police officer that he died?
No, he was going to die regardless.
Do you have any evidence of that?
Yes, the coroner's report. Did you read it? The
coroner's report said he was going to die anyway, did it?
Yes, the coroner's report said that he was dying and there was nothing that was going to stop. Well, actually, I'm assuming that had he not freaked out and tried to assault the officers, he probably might have gotten to an emergency room in time, but I don't know that for sure. The coroner's report said he died of a drug overdose, and that's all we need to know.
I thought that might be a little bit more spurring for you guys on the panel.
Ryan, I don't know if you're lagging or what, but like I see your lips moving. Like 2 minutes later, I see I hear the voice. So it's I don't know if you're lagging or what.
No, it's all good as long as you can hear what I'm saying. Right, your lips move, but I can't hear what you're saying. You're getting me musically triggered. That's all right. So Craig, you wanted to jump in here. You had something that you had looked up. I'm
fact-checking.
Chomping. Okay, let's ask the next one. Casual Crip for $10 says, Craig. All right.
Craig, yes.
Basil Problem correct. Says, Craig, what areas of physics do you not consider yourself an expert in? Quantum mechanics, quantum field theory, general relativity?
I'm not
they're kind of making a cheeky point to say that. I was going to say, I think they're making... Hold on, Craig. You know they're making a cheeky point as to say that they think that you're an expert in too many fields and that you're, extending too far. That's from Basil Problem. What areas of physics do you not consider yourself an expert in?
I have a degree in physics. First of honors, I have a degree in nuclear engineering, energy systems, and fission technologies. First of honors. I'm an expert in nuclear physics, and I'm an expert in kind of basic BSc physics. I'm not an expert in general relativity. I'm not an expert in any quantum field theory or quantum mechanics. I am a hobbyist, and I learn as much as I can, and I have the basis of understanding of having 2 degrees in understanding science.
All right, let's just carry on. That one was just for you. So Kaiser Gaming YT for $1.49 just puts a popcorn emoji.
Sorry, I've just fact-checked. No, sorry, I've just fact-checked what Den said about George Floyd.
Dawn.
The official autopsy by the Hennepin County Medical Examiner's Office, Minnesota, lists cause of death: cardiopulmonary arrest complicating law enforcement, subdual, restraint, and neck compression. The manner of death was ruled a homicide, meaning it was caused by someone else's actions. The report did note that he had fentanyl intoxication and recent methamphetamine use
It's a
among other
lethal
significant
overdose
conditions.
of that.
It doesn't say that.
I
And also
understand
had heart
that.
disease, but these were contributing factors not listed as the cause of death. To be clear, the cause of death was the officer on his neck, according to the autopsy report.
Yeah, I think they've revised that since then, but that's fine. Don't worry about it.
Oh, don't worry.
Don't
Let's
worry
move on.
about
Don't worry
it.
about it.
Hold
Yeah,
on,
don't worry
hold
about it.
on.
I'm not here to
Yeah,
litigate. I'm not here to
disregard my
litigate
blatant
Derek
lie.
Chauvin.
All right, we can talk about this another time. Basil Problem says for $5 max. Oh, do you think you're qualified to weigh in on early in universe entropy after cosmological collapse? If you are, why? What a strange question for this debate.
Yeah, he's super salty that I beat the Witsit in a debate for some reason. But I said something he doesn't like, so he's been hounding me over that. But
All right. An honest doubter says if tyranny is here, why isn't left pro 2A, Second Amendment? If tyranny is here, why are you not Second Amendment? If you're left, if
Having
you
guns.
identify with leftist values. Yes, having guns.
All right. Why
Oh.
am I not for the Second Amendment? School shootings. The reason school shootings is a uniquely American phenomenon is because you've all got fucking guns.
I kind of like what we do here, that you are allowed to own guns, but to get a license to have your gun, you need to do a psych test. You need to do a competency, like an aptitude test, like a shooting test. And then you can get your license to carry a gun. I think that's pretty cool.
But also, I do think it's important to point out that not everyone on the left is against the Second Amendment. In fact, I'm convinced of like the Gun Rifle Association or something was a very left-wing politician. So,
Well, to be fair, we'll move on, but we did talk a little bit beforehand. I mean, we don't have a Second Amendment in Canada, but we do enjoy.
well, you will
our
when Trump makes you the
guns.
next state, right?
Well, we do have guns, and we do enjoy, like I say, sport shooting and hunting, and
And a bunch
also,
of mooses.
like I say,
You will see
if you live in
Ryan with a chainsaw and a machine gun just riding a moose.
Well, I was gonna
In
say the
1990
chainsaw's normal for me. That's something very common. I make fun of people sometimes
I
because
know.
I'm like, you couldn't keep yourself warm in the woods with a full tank and the chainsaw, right? So anyway, but I'm a hillbilly, so that's just normal. Crispy 9175 says the riot started May 29th. Craig's report is dated May 21st. Prior to the riot, Rob discussed. So bring us back. What was the riot on May 29th?
Yeah, I don't remember. I mean, a
Rob
lot of the
has
things he was
left
just
the
mentioning
building,
stuff,
unfortunately.
and I was looking up on the fly. So I may have got a couple of things wrong because I don't know their arguments off the hand. And
May
I have to
29th.
research
Hold
whilst
on
we're
just one
talking.
second, Craig. 1 second. On May 29th, 2020, protests erupted in Washington, D.C. in response to the murder of George Floyd. That's according to what AI there, just as I looked it up. So, May riot 29. So the riot started
Maybe
May 29th.
I said the
That's
wrong number.
for-
Who knows?
Yeah, it seems like that's what they're being pedantic about, honestly, in hindsight.
Yeah.
Even Lord for $2 says, I am sorry to hear about your mom's passing, Craig. Everybody
welcome.
would be
Thank you.
sorry to hear about that.
Yeah, it was fucking
Yeah,
tough.
if
got the
if
phone
you
call.
have a heart, all right, and extended past debate, there's so many people in chat on left, on the right, or the centrist, wherever you are, that say, I don't care what side of the political aisle you're on. I respect your opinion and I respect your humanity. So, I mean, at the very least, we can say I'm sorry for your loss, for Fight the Flat Earth himself.
It
All
was
right, so-
fucking tough. I got the phone call being like, yeah, you need to come and say goodbye. I got the first flight I could, but she died when I was in the air. I was like 45 minutes too late. So it's been a very tough month.
Well, it's something we will all have to go through, and I'm so sorry that you had to go through it right now. But yeah, we extend our condolences. Let's carry on with the super chats before we get too mushy. Oh, well, thank you. Extension of empathy across the aisle. We appreciate that on Modern Day Debate. Just like I say, a sense of camaraderie. Chicken Porkadab says, I think we can all agree MDD could have picked a better debater, Robin Dom. This Craig guy is so obtuse and insufferable. Ooh, and they have a picture of Obi-Wan. Yeah, I like them just because they have a picture of Obi-Wan. There you go. Billy Whip Bobby Love says Craig's 9th birthday should be pirate themed. Or wait, no, maybe cowboy themed. He's getting so gosh darn big. Question, is it permissible to lie? So let's go around
the Green Lantern themed.
All right, let's go around the whole panel right quick. Yes, Mr. Green Lantern. Max, is it ever permissible to lie?
Yeah, more than just ever.
Okay.
I mean, what's not permissible
without context. I mean,
what's not permissible is to get caught. But I will echo.
We can all make the Anne Frank hiding in the basement example.
I will echo.
Just on a base
I will
level.
echo Will Duffy that said that even in the Bible, it is not said that lying is inherently wrong. So yeah, it is okay to lie for a good cause.
Let's go to our other panelist in the center here, Dawn. Is it permissible to lie? And under what circumstance, I should ask, since Max got too expensive.
Oh, I was gonna ask you under what circumstance. Is it permissible to lie?
Yeah, usually people make the whole Anne Frank hiding in the base or in the attic. Sorry, I was going to say the basement, but yeah, in the attic type of example of like, would you lie?
Say someone comes to your house, then puts a gun to your head and says, tell me where your kids are now. Do you lie and say that your kids are not there to save their lives?
We just make the most extreme examples so that we can
just, I understand the hypothetical. Yeah, I mean, I think that it's probably at times, permissible, and I don't know if it's permissible is a weird word.
Oh my!
I think what you're trying to say is if you've gauged, hold on. I think if you gauge that the people that are asking you for this information are morally abhorrent, I think that's probably why that question is not actually valid. So let's just ask the question as it is. Is it permissible to lie?
Look, I would just say that I don't know anyone that has never lied in my entire life. I've never met someone that can honestly say they've never lied, and I'll just leave it at that.
Why do they beat around the bush so much? Yeah, the Bible says exactly what I said. That even the prophets lied to save the life of someone else.
We're not talking about the Bible right now. It's Craig's turn. Sorry, Max, I had to put you on the mutes. Is it permissible to lie? Yes or no? Let's just move on. Let's not caveat too much.
Yes, under specific circumstances. For instance, if somebody was dying and they asked, is everything going to be okay? Yeah, everything's going to be fine. It's okay. You close your eyes. It's all good. It's a lie, but you're telling it to save their feelings. And I think in certain circumstances, it's okay to tell a lie to save the feelings of somebody.
All right. Well, let's ask the next question. Thank you so much to our panel for hanging out.
You're an outstanding debater.
And you are a handsome and healthy man.
I am very
You are a great cheerleader.
Everybody here is handsome and healthy as a horse. All right. Basil Problem says, Craig, where do you draw the line on using AI content? For example, would you use AI-generated content during a debate? Let's make this one quick because it's not relevant.
I did use the Google AI summary to do a quick fact check, and then I usually use that just because it grabs citations that I can go and then look at. So I mean, do I also use AI to polish up some of my thoughts for intros and stuff? Yeah. So what? But it's still my words, my thoughts. But I'm not very good at grammar and shit, and AI is a fucking tool, just like I would have maybe used Google Word to correct my grammar and whatever. AI just does it bigger and better and quicker. Is that wrong?
Oh, you said AI is a tool, and now I'm trying not to make your mom joke. All right, chicken, pork, a dog.
Can I reply to Basil? I have two words.
IQ.
2 words for Basil. Fucking clankers.
No.
I feel you. I feel you.
No, because I've realized the real trap I put myself in. I can't make your mom joke right now. Like I'm in a lot of
it's
trouble.
cool. My son keeps doing it. My son has always made your mum jokes to me, and now every time he does it, it's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, Dad."
Yeah, no, I'm cooked. All right, that's it for me. My career's over. Chicken Pork Adob says, Max with an IQ of a Labrador. Sorry to the Labradors. Oh man.
Labradors are actually the
That's
sixth
cold-blooded.
cleverest dog, I believe, so they're pretty smart.
All right, Richie
Yeah.
Constitution. Richie
I'm the
Constitution
one with the
says,
low IQ, the one that needed to split a whole category of things because we really don't want to talk about that.
Well, I'm glad that we had a little laugh for a second there. So Richie Constitution says, congrats, Craig. You just played yourself. Kyle Rittenhouse is self-defense was not right-wing violence. Appear to authority much.
Well, no, all of the actual charges and everything disagree with that statement. So, I mean, I'm just going to go on. It's not an appeal to authority to go to the information available. It would be an appeal to authority if I said, again, King Charles told me a thing, therefore it's true. None of you fucking idiots understand what an appeal to authority is, and it makes me laugh every time.
All right, let's just carry on with Billy Whip Bobby Love says, a small wiener fallacy. The left is more violent.
You
man.
can check out my OnlyFans. There's no small wiener fallacy.
Oh my God, yes. You can
Disavow,
find him
bro.
over at...
Disavow.
You can still find him at FTFE. It's Flaccid, the Flat Man. Anyways, FM. Yeah, sorry,
Oh
I
my.
can't do anagrams. Oh my, the Flat Man. FM. I meant to say that. Anyway, it's too late for that. We've gone too late, and we've gotten too erotic, guys. Dark Ginger says, "Who are these foreigners we're talking about in America, not Europe? These guys have no idea what they're talking about."
Wait, hold
Lovely,
on.
lovely.
Both Den and Richard were from the USA. So I don't know what he's on about there.
I mean, that's specifically why James brought us on board, is because he really wanted to get a debate with people who are not from the US to get a more international view on the topic.
Yeah.
It's like literally the reason for having us here is why you're complaining. Good job.
But
All right.
but to be clear, you said that Don up there isn't American. And that seems a little bit silly. Look at what he's got behind him.
All right. Well, I was gonna say I don't think it's up to Max, Craig, or I to decide who's American or not. But hello, neighbor. I was gonna say I'm Canadian if you didn't know that, Don. But yeah,
I figured it out.
we did you? Was it the boot that gave it away? That was a live
it's
chat.
part
They
of
were
it.
ratting me out.
That was part of it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah.
You're just too nice.
Hey, sorry. We still love you, but the Blue Jays are going to make a comeback. You just watch. All right. Alexander Rurin says, do we include the state violence that the right engages in when they are in power in the question?
No, they try very hard to avoid that. I think I showcased how hard they tried to run away from the subject. I hope I did, at least.
All right. Well, yeah, let's just carry on. Cole M says, much love, Rob and Craig. I hope things are going better for both of you.
Oh,
I don't know.
and Max,
says,
fuck
and
him.
then I feel bad being mean to him. I was just doing that for fun. But if there's something wrong with him, I feel bad. Don, you know anything mean I've said to you, it's just jest, right?
Of course.
They said
I was,
Rob.
I felt like I was being a little hard on you, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, they said.
I mean,
much
I was
love,
gonna
Rob and
mention
Craig.
that cat,
but
but I thought, you worn it, and that's bad enough.
But we do, well, yeah, we do appreciate you being here as well, Don. But yeah, they did say Rob and Craig. I don't know if Rob's got something going on, but yeah, you should always be considerate. You know, always act as if somebody may have gone through something hard in their life. That's a good rule to live by. You shouldn't just do it in hindsight. See, I'm gonna lecture you now, Craig, because I'm just a bad mod, right? R. Reed says the crazy leftist tried to succeed part of Portland from the United States. The idea the left is less violent is absurd. Also, 9/11 is left-wing violence. Not sure why this is always ignored.
Sorry,
Oh my God,
9/11
they
was
just-
left-wing violence.
Yes, that is someone that is clearly disconnected from the world.
A group of Saudis
Islamic
funded by
extremism is
other-
left-wing violence. Got it.
Yeah, a group of Saudis funded by some princes, some people from the UAE, slamming a plane into is left-wing violence. Yeah,
No, these people are just lunatics.
it's amazing.
Anything to say, Don, on the other side, or do you want to carry on? All right, we're moving into
Wait,
the main.
you have no condemnation of someone on your side saying that 9/11 was a leftist thing. You think that's okay? You're not going to tell them like, hey, you might have overcorrected a little bit too much.
Yeah, I
No,
don't- why would I care about that?
never mind.
I mean, literally, you've
No,
been so
no.
bad faith all night. Why would I take 1 inch of ground for you, pal? Shut up. Get out of here.
Everyone's been bad
All right.
faith.
No,
Let's-
got it. Yeah, I was bad faith. You cannot address what your idiot audience says, idiot things. You got it. I know exactly what type of person I'm speaking with.
All right, we got questions from the new stream that I ended up having to fire up because we got disconnected. And Basil Problem seems to be going for everybody. Basil Problem, you seem like you're being a real problem, going after everybody. Come after me, bro. I can take it. Don Walker, you look like a caddy at August National circa 1939, they say. Anything to say to
That's good or
Basil?
bad?
Anything cheeky? I think they're being cheeky.
Basil,
I
that's
don't know if
bad,
it's good.
bro. No, coming from Basil, that's probably bad. It's okay.
I do play golf. I mean, that's a real
course.
thing. But the hat, I have a bunch of hats. I felt a little out of place wearing my Crucible hat tonight, so I decided to wear the flat cap instead. It's quite.
Is it because
I actually
you're
got it in
you're,
London,
You're
actually.
self-conscious that you're
the
bald?
last time I was there, so.
I was gonna say
Max, did you just make
earlier
a
I had I had to.
I didn't make a joke. I asked a question. Is it because you're self-conscious that you're bald? It's a question.
No, I've got more hair than you, so you know.
Yeah, I was gonna
like
say
wear-
I
wear a
I'm,
hat.
Wasn't a jab or
I'm in the
anything.
war.
It's
I'm
a
in
question.
the war with the head, my forehead right now, right? It's getting bigger every day. It was a 4 head, it was a 5 head, now it's a 6 head. All right, Chicken Pork Dob says, did Craig just call Rob racist? You did at one point.
No, I did, because there were certain things he said which he didn't realize that came across as very racist. And
I mean,
Do you remember
he
what those
did
things
call
were?
a
Outside
black
in,
Hebrew.
that seems to be a
I mean, we
thing
can go back, but
that the right do every now and then.
They love it.
okay.
Again,
Dark
I'm just
Ginger
looking at the
33 says,
outside in.
Craig is the most disingenuous and bad faith and immature debater in the history of Debate Me Bros. He's literally a child. And I'll
Yeah,
add
that's
to
what
that.
people say when they don't like the truth.
Craig, and your tears. We'll
That's
send
what
you a
they say
handkerchief
when
there,
that-
buddy.
yeah. That's what people
Yeah.
say when they don't like the fact that they can get easily destroyed with facts, and all they can
Oh,
do is deny,
stop
deny,
your
deny,
crying.
I
right,
think
right.
that there's there
just
was
fucking-
this little exchange where Craig and Rob both kept on talking over each other, and I've seen some people bash Craig over that, and not even one mentioned that Rob was doing the exact same thing.
and started it.
I also saw people getting upset with me, and I'm like, I literally said I'm okay
Yeah,
with
that's 'cause
this
you're a
as
dick, right? Like,
long. And yeah, I am a massive dick, but like, I pose as a nice guy. How you doing, buddy? I care about y'all. The Milkman says, nothing more right-wing than calling other right-wingers fascists for being hateful and having a trans partner. Craig GPT is wild.
Wait, did you just call me right wing?
He called you Craig GPT. I like
Call me
that
Craig
one.
GPT. I mean, something that has all the knowledge of humanity available at its fingertips. I'll take that.
All right, fine. I didn't mean for that to backfire. I just thought it was funny. Basil Problem says, Craigie. That's what they said. It's
Yes,
not
my
me,
love.
but yeah. All right, don't get excited, okay? All right, Craigie.
Oh no,
why
Basil's a
do
massive
you
fan of
only?
mine.
Why do you only wear Fred Perry? Do you not think that's odd?
Honestly, because it makes me feel confident. I like how it looks. And I have found an amazing site that gets me Fred Perry for pennies. The trick is you go for items at the end of line with only 1 or 2 left, and they reduce the price by like 80-90%. For instance, this top was the last of the line of the Fred Perry Polo Summer Knitted Collection. And it was going for £160. I got this for £32, which is probably the most I've spent on Fred Perry. I like how it looks. It's comfy. It's good quality. It lasts. And, you know, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, no, I will. I've got so many bad jokes, and I'll send them to you later because if I say them on stream, I'll never be seen again. Even Lord
Don't
says,
just wear Fred Perry. Look, these are Nike Air Max DNs. And my
no one cares about your shoes. Shut the front door. All right, I put you on mute. All right, Max's source is a crack pipe, says Even Lord.
Yeah, I was the one that had like no source. Sure.
All right. Skit Button says it is
It's gonna be a long story.
Yeah, it is quite too obvious that Craig is a rabid leftist that can't handle being told no, not like a small child throwing a spurge tantrum every time.
And Rob was the same, right?
You're still on mute. You're still on mute, Craig. I'm so sorry. He's just talking to his audience now. He's mad at me. That's fine. All right, I'll ask the next question. What are you doing, Craig?
What?
Can't
sorry,
hear you.
yeah, I'm here. Yeah, sorry.
Oh, you're
time
back
someone calls
now.
me a left- Every time someone calls
You're
me a
upset now, are
leftist,
you?
I just laughed. You've no idea. You've no idea. I'm not left or right. I'm the one that's going to fucking take over and sort you idiots out.
Oh, you're so adorable. Coochie coochie coo. All right, Alexandra says Barbara
You're on the
Stone
not
was taken.
saved list.
Yeah. Come at me. All right, Barbara Stone
No,
was
the robots
taken
will.
in. Oh, okay. By ICE. Barbara Stone was taken in by ICE and held for 8 hours. I shouldn't be smiling and laughing, so shush. She was 71. George writes, a military veteran was held for 3 days. All right, I'm going to hand it over to you, Don. This is more critique on ICE and some of the things going on there. We're all outsiders, so I'll let you respond as the only American on the panel.
Yeah, I don't know who the second person is. As far as the lady who pushed the ICE agent, which, by the way, they consider that assault in this country. I don't know how it works in other countries, but in this country, if you push a law enforcement officer in the function of his duties, that is assault, and you are likely to be arrested for it. At the very least, you're going to be detained. And you could be detained for quite some time, actually, I think. I don't know that 8 hours is out of bounds. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But honestly, I don't really care that much. You know, don't go pushing ICE agents. Don't be a dumb.
No, of course. Why would we care that when our party is in power, we do extreme
It's
we do
not a party
political
thing,
violence,
pal.
we
Welcome to the
persecute-
party, pal.
We persecute people.
Welcome to the party. Welcome to the party, pal. It doesn't matter
that
which
has-
party's in power, you moron.
That
the
had
laws are
zero
the law.
effect the first times.
The law
first
is the
three
law,
times that you tried it.
moron.
Yes,
I understand
when-
that the simple concepts are very
I'm
hard for you
sorry,
to comprehend.
would I
But it
be able
doesn't
to
matter
speak?
who is in the White House. If you push a federal agent, if you assault a federal agent, you are
you
gonna be
done?
in some trouble.
You're
It doesn't
repeating
matter
yourself
who's in the
again.
White House, pal. It just
You're
doesn't.
repeating yourself
You
again.
are
Could I
literally
have
the
my turn?
dumbest
Next-
person that I've
All right,
ever
hold on.
met.
Between
Still
What
between the
is
two of
his
you,
name?
just hold
I
on
just
1
want-
second. Hold on. No, Craig, you
I'm
can't
sorry,
make
but
this
like,
first. No, then you're next up. Come on, both of you. We got more questions asked. There's so many questions.
Yeah, no, I was.
If
just
there's
asking
something
what-
really
I
important.
would like
That
to
was
finish
all-
my point, though, that I was rudely interrupted by the
Is it,
cheerleader
if it's
here.
really important, we got so many questions, but go
Yes,
ahead.
it
In
is really
order, really
important.
fast.
It is really important.
Really fast if you can.
It was one of my predictions that we were going to see exaggerated issues, but then here we have, and I'm going to share my screen for a second because this guy kind of accused me.
Is this going to be a long story?
Would you mind not spurging out while I'm taking you back to school?
I'm about to
please?
fall asleep over here. That's far from spurging out, mister.
I am quite tired.
Yeah. I mean, you can call it whatever you want. So we found more than 170 U.S. citizens have been held by immigration agents. So, yeah, they're not just going and catching the illegal immigrants.
ProPublica,
They're
that
just
sounds like a very legitimate organization.
right. So a genetic fallacy. Got it. Is that all you have?
It's yes, you are committing a fallacy by bringing up
No, my good sir.
literally
you're-
unvetted information.
No, no, no,
You
no,
are
no,
literally
no, no.
committing
That's
a fallacy
not what
right this
happened
moment.
here. What happened here was you committed the fallacy,
No,
which you don't
you
even
committed
know
the
which
fallacy,
fallacy
sir.
you
This is
committed.
unvetted information.
When I
How am I supposed to take this at face value,
Stop
sir?
spurging out. When I gave
You're the
you,
one spurging,
when I
sir.
gave you the evidence that you said
There's
there,
no
that
evidence here,
doesn't
sir.
exist. I'm
There's
sorry,
no evidence
Ryan.
here.
Could I not?
No,
be
you may
able-
not. I'm done with
I'm
you
sorry.
being stupid.
Can we
I've been as
mute him?
polite
'Cause
as I'm
he's
prepared to
spurging
be.
out every
Shut
time.
Well,
the
hold on,
fuck
hold
up,
on, hold
you
on.
shut the
moron.
fuck up.
Let's hold on,
You're
hold on,
getting
hold on,
taken
hold on.
back to
I do,
school. So
I do agree, but
I
like make
showed
it
him the
really
website
quick. You got
and
15 seconds to respond to the
Yes,
question that was
I'm
for you, and then we're gonna
trying.
carry on.
I'm trying, but I keep
Don't
getting
interrupt either,
interrupted
Craig.
every time. I show him, and this guy's first reaction is, "Oh, ProPublica, no, that's a genetic."
You got to make your
fallacy.
point. You
You're-
got 5 seconds. We
that
got to
is-
move on.
It is
I'm
a genetic.
explaining it.
Sir, it's an unvetted source. Shut up.
That
and
is
move
the
on.
genetic fallacy. Thank you for proving my
All right.
point. We can
It
move
is
on.
an
We're gonna end the
unvetted
screen share.
Dumbass.
We're ending the screen share. Next question coming in from Big League Drew says MXXD is the epitome of a soy boy. That's from Big League Drew. So they're obviously not a friend of yours, Max.
I mean, he should
512.
know.
Texas Red says, Max, how would you have felt if you hadn't eaten breakfast?
I don't eat breakfast, so just normal, like every other day.
Do you have anything? I have a coffee and a protein shake.
No, I have nothing until lunch.
Oh, I couldn't do that.
We got a
how can you live
P3,
without,
you
like,
want
a
it?
coffee in the morning?
This guy thinks he's funny.
No, I'm bored.
All right, actually, religious
I
asks,
know,
Rod
you
and
are
Grid.
boring, yes, and you're not funny.
You're very boring.
Let's ask the next question. Saying from actually religious says Robin Grid brought facts and truths. The flat Earth leftist liars. Greg and XD brought lies and Chat GPT. Sad.
Aw.
The left is a death cult. Next one coming in, the Falcon 1542
Oh,
says
do we get to
Rob
respond
playing
to
with his
that?
food. Rob is playing with his food while Craig is reading Craig GPT for comebacks. Stop interrupting people, Craig.
Rob
L.
doesn't strike me as a person that plays with his food.
I love how the
Goonies-
fact that I have facts and figures prepared and notes and studies that I can search whilst we're talking means that I've used Chat GPT. That's lovely, and I take it as a compliment that the fact I actually attempt to prepare and have notes and do research whilst things are happening. That, oh, you must be using AI. I take it as a compliment. Thank you very much.
Great. Let's carry on. Calling right. This is from Orgoon. He says calling Rittenhouse a right-wing shooter is like calling the flat Earth, calling the Earth flat. Saying Kirk's shooter wasn't left-wing is like calling the Earth flat.
Well, except that
Calling
there's
Rittenhouse the right-wing
evidence
shooter,
for the
yeah.
things that I said, and there's no evidence for the Earth being flat. You know, there's literally zero evidence he was left-wing, apart from he had a trans partner, but there's right-wing people that have trans partners as well.
He also scribed a bunch of very leftist things on the bullets that were used. So
Well, except all that was rolled back by the media.
Okay. Next one.
not
This
rolled
one.
Well, it was.
This is
That
coming in
went
from
through
Even
the big
Lord
discussion about it earlier.
7825 says, Ryan, you are a great mod and I appreciate you. Well, thank you, Even Lord. It was a little bit tough I think I did say at one point in the live chat tonight, it is hard to play a game of Monopoly when you don't have people that are necessarily playing by the rules. But I think we managed to get there eventually, that we were all going around the board. I do hope we got a little bit of that, but I do appreciate that, and hopefully you appreciate that analogy. Scandally Clad says Leo Garcia was detained twice, even though he was born in the U.S. Any thoughts over there, Don?
I'm sorry. I was distracted by my chat. I apologize.
So Leo Garcia was detained twice, even though he was born in the U.S.
Okay. I don't know why he was. I don't have anything in front of me. I don't have a brief. Why are these people asking like very specific questions? I'm not actually searching anything. I'm not chat GTPing shit. Everything I'm saying is coming out of my head. I don't know who the fuck Leo Garcia is. If he was detained twice, there probably was a reason for him being detained twice. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, and I can't comment on it. Like, that's an idiocy.
Sure.
Also, was he arrested or deported? Was he simply detained? Was he arrested? Was he deported? Was he in prison?
He was detained by ICE, yes.
Okay, well, detained can be many things. Maybe there's a problem with his papers.
By
maybe
ICE.
He lied.
Immigration
maybe he lied.
agents.
Maybe he lied. Maybe he didn't lie. Maybe he was covering up for somebody else. Maybe they thought that he had information. I don't know.
Excuses. Everything except
Shut up,
holding.
moron.
Everything
Everybody wants to hear from you. Can you just mute him
everything-
for the rest of the fucking show so I can get some peace?
Everything except holding.
Everybody's having a moment. My
ICE
goodness.
accountable for
He's seriously
literally
he's made no sense
US
this entire
citizens
time. Why is he
from
even
the-
here?
All right,
I'm
hold on.
sorry
Let's
that
have a-
you're so butthurt that all you can do is just cry every
You're
time.
the
I-
one
All right, if
crying,
we're good-
sir.
But
We're
you
back to
ignoring
meta.
me is not.
Mute for you. I'm just going to dose him out. Look, Craig, you're the only one not on mute. You feel like a privileged little...
I do have a bit of interesting to add about what was on the bullet casings.
Do you want to get that frog out of your throat first, or you just want to keep talking?
Sorry about that. So what was actually on the
Jeez.
casings, and I went to several sources to verify this, was things like, hey, fascist, catch, followed by an up arrow, a right arrow, and 3 downward facing arrows, which as an avid Helldivers 2 player, I can tell you is the call for the Eagle 500 kilogram bomb. And there was
Feel free to
couple
jump
of,
in there, Don.
furry memes. So what was actually on the
I have
bullet
no
casing
idea, man.
was
I
a
don't
bunch
play
of
video
memes.
games.
There was nothing right wing or left wing on the bullet casings. There was a bunch of memes related to video games and furry culture.
All right.
Yeah,
I would
Next
like
one,
to
we'll
finish my
just,
point
games.
without
Well,
being
I was gonna say-
interrupted by Mr. Grumpy over there. That
We
they
have a
will
lot of
do
points that are being tried to be
everything.
made, so...
They will do
ahead.
everything but hold their own side accountable when you literally have U.S. citizens being snatched from the street by immigration people. Make that make sense somehow.
I already have. You're just too
No,
stupid to understand.
No, you
it.
haven't.
Should play
You're
video games, dude, they
literally
help.
coping.
I'm sorry. Couldn't hear you, Craig. What?
Playing video games is fun.
Yeah, I just never got into it.
All right, let's ask the next question there, guys. I'm glad that you guys can maybe you guys can get along on that later down the road. There's always time, but we do have other questions.
I actually
so
like
thank
Craig.
you
Craig
so
and I
much.
met in New Jersey. He just doesn't remember.
No, I do.
Oh, you do? Yeah. Craig and I
Okay.
had a great time in New Jersey. It was fun.
333
I'm looking forward to
Braden
meeting you
333.
again, so.
Shushy, hold on. I know you're looking forward to it. We do have another live event for the debate, but we do have so many live questions. Craig, why would the right kill Charlie Kirk, a beloved conservative? Left celebrates right mourns. Calling this right-wing violence kills your credibility and proves Robert's point on flawed data.
Because he might not have liked what Charlie Kirk was saying, whether it was left or right. You know, who knows his motivations for actually doing the horrific thing that he did. Whether Charlie Kirk was a piece of shit or not is irrelevant, and a person lost their life in a horrific way that never should have happened. I see, I'm just looking from the outside. And I have looked for evidence that he was a radical left-wingist, and there just is none. from his upbringing and everything that I know that I've researched about him, he was much more right wing than he was left. Yes, he had a trans partner, which I misstated earlier, and he had
5 seconds. Let's move to the next one.
semester of online college, but all of the evidence actually points towards him having a right wing background.
All right. Airborne Animal says, I can now totally disregard anything Greg said in any debate because he is absolutely a dishonest person. The assassination attempt of President Trump is literally on film, but he doesn't believe it.
Well, yeah, I saw it as well, but you don't see a bullet hitting his ear. You see him hold his hand, go down, come up with blood. And, I'm not saying for sure that it didn't happen, but I have a lot of doubts about him being shot in the ear, because if he was, there would be signs that he was shot in the ear. If he was shot in the ear, where's the sign of him being shot in the fucking ear?
I love how all of these dummies, they only have like go or no go. There's nothing in between. They think that because you said that that you might have some conspiracy suspicions over Trump being shot, that everything else is fake. And that's why I call all of these people dumb. Is because it's not. It doesn't have to be.
Is this going to be a long story? Should I go get a lunch? I'm just curious.
I'm sorry. Listen, Grandpa, I know that you're super triggered because you're literally running out of things to say.
There's a lot of things.
Your censorship is not going to work here with me. I will get a chance to speak.
All right, let's make it quick because there's only one person on one side.
So if you're going to bitch every time I speak, we're going to be going for a long time, right? So it doesn't. What Craig said doesn't mean that the whole thing was fake or not. He just doesn't think that Trump got hit, but that doesn't invalidate all of the other things. The fact that you think it's a black or white, another fallacy that you don't even understand.
I think we've established that. Yeah, that's where you guys fall on that. On that,
it's not my
that
opinion.
whole situation. Even Lord, it's just
the black and whiters.
All right, Craig implying a firefighter dying in a failed assassination attempt was a conspiracy is evil and low bar. Shame on you, Craig. That is morally bankrupt. We just talked about this.
I need to defend myself there. I absolutely said nothing about the firefighter. I am not saying there was no bullet shot. All right, the firefighter.
Let's make this condemnation quick.
Horrific thing. Okay, it is a horrific, horrible thing that happened. My doubts are whether Trump was hit in the ear with a bullet. That is it. Nothing else. Don't lump any horrific other things in with that. Anyone
All right,
dying
next one.
is
Retro,
a nasty thing.
next question. I understand and nothing else. Retro Reister Gaming says, you ain't got to lie, Craig. You ain't got to lie. We don't know what you're talking about, Retro, so we're moving on. Even Lord says, why should we take a Uruguay communist seriously? A Uruguay, communist seriously.
You're gay. Did you
That's
just
how we
read
say
it?
I get more pussy than all of these incels up together. That is funny.
I'm sorry that you know what? We spell crayon differently and color and all those other things in Canada. Yeah, it's all strange. All right, the Devil's Raspberry says Chad has decided that Max is not human. Unmask, please. Max, where are you from? Tell us. What is the
Alpha? Was it Alpha Centauri B?
I mean, it's funny that someone would actually come and do the Uruguay joke. That is a 20-year-old joke by The Simpsons. You're not original. Thank you.
All right. Aragoni says, claiming the attempted assassination of Trump was a hoax is 100% flurfer territory. Craig, I've appreciated your work for years, but you're wrong or you're lying. We can't keep spiraling on this one.
I am being
Hold on, not
skeptic,
okay.
Guys.
We heard that. We know. Even Lord, he's being a skeptic about this whole situation. It was plastic surgery, Craig. Trump is very vain.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're saying he got plastic surgery.
Guys. Even plastic surgery takes time to heal. But Trump has said Trump said there's no plastic surgery. Trump said that, oh, I just heal really quickly.
No worries. Let's see. The Falcon 1542 says, imagine being Craig and Team U Gargamel? I don't know what that is. Thinking this was a W. Gargamel. Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't watch the Smurfs. This was a win for their worldview. Craig, stop interrupting. That's what disgusting human beings do.
Yeah, we've talked about the interrupting, and the last time everyone said, "Oh, Craig, you interrupted all that debate." Someone in my community actually recorded the amount of times that I interrupted and spoke, and it turns out that I interrupted and spoke less than the other people, and I guarantee that would be the case here as well.
All right, let's see. Can Rob and Dawn's opponent speak English next time, sounding like Sofia Vergara married Voldemort? Vergara?
Literally the only English person here.
Okay. The left has to.
Bitches.
The left has to. This is from Airborne Animal. The left has to interrupt and cry like babies when they are then interrupted. Is a perfect example of how morally bankrupt they are. These leftists are so stupid. They think they are brilliant.
Yeah, which one of us? Which of the left or the right screamed at the others to shut the fuck up over and over? Oh, that wasn't me and Max. No.
Who is the one that gets triggered every time I open my mouth? I mean, you just look at that.
You know, I'm probably just going to stay up and go to bed after the gym at this point.
All right, Zakari G says, MDD, will this mod be moderating a DebateCon? If so, can I get a refund? No, you don't have to worry about that. I won't be stepping foot in America for some time.
He couldn't get a visa.
Yeah.
That's right. They'd kick me out. They look at my memes and be like, the hell with that. Anyway, Dark Ginger says, why is Greg...
Best quick, just do this. Trump is a lovely person. I love you, my orange god king. Your policies are perfect. You're not stupid. And you do not have a tiny penis. Please let me into America.
Oh, my. Dark Ginger, why is Greg given this platform? He's not serious. Oh, why? Well, you just gave a great example of that. Big League Drew says MXXD and Craig are objectively low intelligence. Sorry, not sorry. Actually, NPCs. Even Lord coming through says Max has no place to mock another person's appearance. Oh, once again, even Lord, this debate proves communism causes. Oh, I'm not gonna even bother with that right now because I don't need to. Rude Crab says, why does Rob keep agreeing to debate people he feels he is too good to engage with and then act like a petulant child about it? I couldn't ask you. You can email him yourself. His link is in the description. Some guy 010 says, imagine using your mother's death to try to get some rhetoric points in a debate. What a sick dude.
What rhetoric points? I made a
I don't know who did that.
Joke. I used humor to diffuse a situation. It's how I cope with things. So, you know, if I can use the fact that my mum passed away in a little humorous way to try and help me cope, then that's what I'm going to fucking do. But also, it's very true. I am a little bit emotionally unstable because my mum just died. What was his excuse?
All right. How much to have Sofia Vergara never debate again? I don't know what this is all about. Virgil Assimilate
Sofia
says,
Vergara, they're mocking me because of my voice or whatever. It's like, it's funny because if you're mocking my voice, it's like, yeah, okay, I have no control over it. Good job. Have a thin voice. If you're mocking my accent, then you're just owning yourself because you're
they put in a super chat
so
I can make
language.
Well, I was going to say, just for fun, I mean, I can make their voice sound any way I want it to because they don't even have a voice on here.
That is true.
I can make you sound as silly as I want you to. Anyway, I'm just picking. The Jabroni big time says, Max, you are a remedial lunatic. You embarrass me as a Latino. Well, that's a rather embarrassing thing to spend money on.
Yeah, sure. That's
Rachel
why
Wilson
I live in the best country in South America. Sure.
All right, I'm trying to whip through. I smell an omelet being cooked up for me in the background by my lovely wife. So it's getting really hard to not whip a little bit. Oh, yeah. I know you guys are tired too. So Rachel Wilson says, if we have artificial wombs 10 years from now, would Max support outlawing abortion and instead transferring the fetus to an artificial womb where it can grow and be born instead?
No, it's not an either. That's why I call these people dumb. It's not an either or situation. You can have both because you cannot eliminate the circumstances that would inevitably lead to an abortion. So yeah, it's not either or. You can have both.
It's an interesting proposition, though. In my initial phrasing of abortion was, a girl that maybe got pregnant, just never had an intention of having the child or something. Not necessarily rape or anything, but maybe in that circumstance, an artificial womb, like Rachel suggested, would be an appropriate alternative to the woman to have it because she just doesn't want to do it. But there is circumstances where that might not be the right or the medical thing to do. But it's certainly an interesting question.
Not that I want to start another debate about it, but I actually did some research into this, and something like 98.7 or something like that % of women who are raped and then become pregnant carry the baby to term. A large percentage of those actually opt to keep the child, and obviously some give it up for adoption. So while certainly in that minuscule number of people, 0.0 some odd % of whatever, certainly I can see where your point would stand, that it's a horrible thing and there's no reason to make a woman endure that. But it seems like that women on their own are choosing to have the child, and that your opinion, while valid, is probably unwarranted in this case. But again, I don't want to start a debate. I'm just making a kind of an observation, if you will.
Even if your statistics are true, 97.6 whatever still leaves 2.4%.
Yeah, I forget what it is. But and that's like of the 0.02% of pregnancies that are out there, right? Like this is like such a small percentage, right?
Yeah, it'd be 2.4 based on your statistics.
Right? Well, no. So it's like, of all the pregnancies, grape and incest are like 0.0, and I think it's 0.02, but it could be 0.01 or whatever it is. It's very small. It's a very small percentage.
Right. Okay.
And of that very small percentage, something like 98% choose to carry to term.
Right, I see. Sorry, I misunderstood what you
right,
said.
I'm sorry. It's late. I apologize. I am not.
No, it is very late. I understand. Right, so
extremely. Yeah. I was gonna say we were supposed to whip through these.
What you're saying is valid, but there's still that 2.4% of that 0.2%, which
and of those 100 women or 200 women or whatever, then certainly on a case by case basis, I could even grant that on a case by case basis it might be warranted, right? Like it may, for her mental health or whatever. I could be somewhat swayed on that, but I think that using it in a debate to make the case is disingenuous, and just and I didn't want to get into it earlier because you guys were already like beating each other up, but anyway, just as a point of reference, right?
The fuck is he even saying?
I kind of get, honestly, Max, I kind of understand his point. It's from a right-wing view, but I see what he's saying. Everything should be on a case-by-case basis, but at the end of the day, I don't think any woman should be forced to do something with her body that she doesn't want to do, even if that is bringing another life into existence. That it's the woman's body, and she should get to decide what happens with it.
All right, let's see. Kokomo CJ says, I'm old, Greg. Not sure what that's all about. Oregon E says, was bro really defending deleting innocent people? Not sure what bro you're talking about. A lot of these are very vague, and like I said, we're going to try to whip through so we can get our speakers out of here.
Abortion one, possibly.
Probably. Zakari G says Greg would have eliminated Captain Benson from Law and Order SVU. That's crazy. Let's see.
I would have eliminated. What do you mean?
What the fuck is up with all of these
I'm not making
weirdos?
decisions. I'm saying that a woman has the right to choose. I'm not making any fucking decisions. I wouldn't have deleted anybody.
All right. JPutts4320 says, Craig, your mom died. My condolences. But even still, just because your mom died doesn't mean anyone should treat you with privilege. My question, Craig, if you have been conceived in grape, would you be here? I don't know if we want to even...
If I'd been conceived in grape, knowing my mum, probably not. My mum would not have wanted that to be part of her life or the legacy that I would have been born from. So knowing my mum, the woman she was, if that was how I was conceived, I would not exist now.
All right, let's see here. Mr. B says, been a sub and super chatter for years. Consider this my last time supporting this channel. Moderation is embarrassing, and you are a coward, Brian, for letting such blatant interruptions to occur and from one party. Okay. Well,
it wasn't. You weren't really that bad, Ryan. To be honest, you weren't that bad.
They were both doing the exact same thing.
I think I summarized it pretty clearly when I was sitting here rubbing my eyes, being like, you know, if you're playing a game and people don't want to follow the rules of the game, like, what can you really do? If you're the banker in the Monopoly board, right, and no one's following the rules.
Chat that every time I speak, it's 3-3 Bray, then 3-3-3. Every time I speak, they're like, shut up, Max! And they've been crashing out like that for like 20 minutes. It's fucking hilarious.
Anyways, maybe next time the bookings will be a little bit different. We can just hope. So maybe a little better personality matchups. Let's just, we can root for that. Brad the Root says, moderation is garbage. Rob couldn't finish. Well, that's because he had his pants on the whole time. Naughty Germ says, Ryan, you crapped the debate on moderating this debate. Well, I think I already established $2 is not enough. Like, I was going to say you could pay me to give a fuck, but $2 is not enough. Alexander Wern says, LMFAO, running Rob does it again. I wonder how his daddy Wilson will respond.
I'll ask him when I see
he's not here.
In debate. You know what? Andrew Wilson was
Jesus.
one of the nicest people to me in New Jersey. He was an absolute fucking gentleman to me. And every time I interacted with him, it was an absolute pleasure. And I genuinely can't wait to meet him again, just so I can watch him not open a pickle jar.
Olives. They're olives.
Olives, yes.
You have to grease it first. The trick is you have to grease it first, and then you can't get it.
Are they taking you to the bacon so you can open the jars for Andrew?
Get your big strong arms out there. All right, the Milkman 369 says, Ryan, you can't let these debates go for so long. It's bad moderation. I say this consecutive Q&A should have occurred way sooner. Well, they padded out, and we came back, and then they padded out some more. So I did offer you guys Q&A a few times, and then when you wanted Q&A,
dude, the ambulance is making so many trips today, back and forth. Everyone calling out for the ambulance, like, what?
By the time you guys wanted the
Don't
Q&A,
cry,
you really wanted the
fucking
Q&A. That's
bitches.
fair. But, like, yeah, honestly, this is why we need a modern day debate handkerchief, because the amount of tears that come out of these people's freaking... Anyway, we'll carry on. The Milkman...
I've seen worse... Look, I mean, I've been in worse moderated debates, to be honest with you. I don't...
low bar. Really... Thanks, Todd.
Well, no, look, you know, this was a tough one. There was a lot of contention. I do think that, I think there were a couple of times, like when you were on the phone with James, where, you know, things kind of got out of control, and I was a little, I was unhappy about it, but whatever.
may have missed that.
It's fine.
Yeah.
There are worse things, to be honest. I think, it's you can continue to improve.
No worries.
No, we don't know. Fucking say it. Oh my God.
I love making you crash out. Are you okay?
He
That was
just-
not a
he just-
crash
Should
out.
I
You
send
don't
it?
understand. That's
Where do
a
I send
joke.
the ambulance when your
Because
heart
that's a
gives out?
joke. Because you keep saying, well, you know, and not saying anything in the middle, and then you know.
Yeah.
You didn't understand the
Are
joke.
you-
It's okay. It's maybe for.
Where do I send the ambulance when you crash out?
Oh, it's
He likes
funny. You're the
wambulance.
one
His
literally
favorite term-
crying and wailing every
His
time.
favorite term is
crying.
wambulance.
I see the
All right,
tears.
Last,
It's okay.
last couple ones. Let's see. I'm
You
still
would
waiting
have to
for
be born again
methodology.
to make me cry.
Shush, 1 second there, Max. I'm still waiting on a methodology of how violence was considered left versus right in the studies. Sadly, I don't think this question will show due to time.
Read the fucking study, you derpling.
Okay. Alejandro 4330 says, Don, between 2013 and 2025, of 5,748 shooters, how many were trans? Ryan, don't read the following until he answers. Oh, I will not. I won't. How
Well,
many
I have
were
no
trans?
idea. I don't. I'm talking about school shooters. I don't know what other shooters. 5,700 shooters. I don't know what the fuck. I said
I love being bossed around. I love being bossed around, Alejandro.
Yeah,
I get rebellious. All right. The answer is 5, they say. Specifically telling you not to say anything. I hate
Let me guess.
surprises.
We don't trust those numbers. The FBI conspiracy.
I made a very specific.
Right?
I made something very specific.
Uh-huh.
There hasn't been 5,700 school shooters. I mean,
Bullet body love.
okay. And
What,
your
you an
source
idiot?
for that claim is?
my source.
Yeah.
No, he literally said shooters, not school shooters. 5,700. Do you not listen?
And you claim
Are you
not.
incapable of thought?
And you claim that
Are
the
you
number.
no.
And you
Are
claim
you
that the number was wrong.
incapable
You're not
of
controlling this
conscious
interaction.
thought?
I am. And you just claim that the
Are
number
you
quoted was
incapable
wrong.
of
Answer the question,
conscious
fuckface.
thought?
Answer the question.
I
Are you
asked
claiming
first.
that the number is
I
wrong?
asked you first.
No, I asked the question first. You're not going to run away.
Are you saying there's
Answer the question.
5,700 school shooters?
You just said it wasn't.
Are you
What is your
saying
citation?
that there are 5,700 school shooters? Is that what
No,
you're saying?
I'm not saying anything. I asked the
Then
question
that's-
first.
then
You're not
shut
going
the
to
fuck
flip it
up.
around on me. No.
Then shut the fuck up.
Answer. What is your source
I
for
made a
saying
very
that the numbers are
clear
wrong?
statement.
I called it. I called
you
it just
didn't.
now.
You're
He's going to
idiot.
cry out conspiracy. What is your
I
source
didn't
that
say
the numbers are
conspiracy.
incorrect? Go.
I didn't say anything about conspiracy. You nut job.
What is your source that the numbers
You're
are
literally
incorrect?
an
Go.
Like,
What is your source that the numbers are incorrect? Go.
Do you think that there's
What
5,700 school
is
shooters?
your source
Do you,
that the numbers
shut
are
the fuck up.
incorrect?
Shut
You
the
shut
fuck
the
up.
fuck up.
You shut the
You
fuck up because
can't
you are an
handle
idiot.
the question.
You're
Dumbass.
an idiot.
All right,
Answer.
sparks are
Stop.
flying.
Don, I've got to ask,
Hold
is that a
on.
Remington 700
Hold
behind you?
Just 2 seconds. Let's just ask the next question, guys, because you're obviously not going to get through to each other.
I need
Craig
my
has
question
lied through his
answered,
teeth
though.
his whole life. No, you don't. Jay Putt says Craig has lied through his teeth his whole life. 512 Texas Red says Kami failed the breakfast question. Lol on my sides. Let's see. Dark Ginger Greg. When it's proven in court that Kirk's killer is a radical leftist, will you apologize and admit you're dishonest?
If it's proven in court, I will say I was wrong, but being wrong does not mean you are dishonest. But at the moment, zero evidence exists that he was what everyone says. So, hey,
All right,
Don, is that
next
a
question.
Remington 700 behind you?
I couldn't hear you.
All right.
Is that a Remington 700
Re-
behind you?
Remington
No, it's an
700. he's asking.
FNTSR in 300 Winchester short mag.
And what are you compensating for?
No, Max, come on.
He's
that's actually
he's
an
a
impressive bit of
shooter.
kit.
He said he does. Yeah, he's targeting.
And
So,
I'm a competitive shooter.
yeah.
I've shot that gun
That's
out
an
to
AR-15 at
1,600
the top,
yards.
right?
Sorry?
AR-15 at the top.
AR-10.
What with that stock?
What will it stop?
No, that stock is this.
Well, it's a 308 AR. It's
Right.
an AR-10's 308. AR-15
Okay.
is 223
I mean,
556. I'm sorry, I get into the weeds on stuff, but both of those are 30 caliber guns, and I changed them out.
All right.
I
regularly.
bet the bottom one hits like a mule,
We got
right?
2 last questions there, guys,
I've literally
and then I
shot
can
it
let
out
you
to
go. And
1,600 yards, which is by all counts, far, like a mile. That's fine.
And then everybody can have a munch. All right. Jay Putt says, Ryan getting his text from, Ryan getting the text, he's fire from MDD. Lol. Well, thank you for the extra $2. It all helps to pay me.
Was that
for
what
my
James
hard
was on the
work.
phone for? He was saying, like, Ryan, that's it. You're never fucking moderating again, mate.
No, he was sending me the super chats. That's why we were talking on the phone earlier. Let's see. Airborne Animal. I had most of them because like I say, my computer was warning me that it was starting to heat up and that this stream might crash. So I do apologize once again that we broke it up into 2 streams, but I managed to pick it back up. It's very late where I am. It's 2:30. So yeah. We definitely pay our dues for sure when it comes to doing our streams. Airborne Animal says, no, the vast preponderance of evidence is that President Trump was shot. Your reasoning is on this is like that of a flat earther, Craig.
Sorry, I just caught the end there. What was the question?
They're saying you're responding like a flat earther. President Trump was shot.
Okay, no, see, flat earthers don't look at evidence. What I'm doing is I'm looking at the evidence. And I have searched hundreds of pictures of Trump's ear. And in not one of those pictures, since the shooting, does his ear look like it was shot. I'm not being a flat earther because I'm examining the evidence. I'm not accepting something I was told and just believing it. I am being skeptical and checking. And at the moment, I am extremely skeptical that Trump was shot in the ear. If somebody can show me the injury on his ear, then I will change my mind.
Okay, so Craig, I think the problem everybody has is that you said that Trump wasn't shot at, and yet literally all the evidence is that he was shot at, right? You can say, I don't believe he was shot, right? You don't believe.
See, if he was shot at, then, you know, he would have probably been hit, but why wasn't he hit? That's the thing. Why would he have pretended to be hit? The whole thing is just fucking weird.
I can't answer any of that. I don't know, and I haven't really cared enough to
was
figure
there
it
a
out.
gunshot?
I just
yes,
don't,
there was
right?
a fucking gunshot. Did somebody die? Yes, somebody died. But why does Trump not have an injury from a gunshot wound?
I don't. I mean, I don't want to get in the weeds here. It's okay. I think everyone's problem is that you say that he wasn't shot at, and I think it's fairly obvious he was shot at. Anyway, I'm sorry. I don't want to get in the
Another thing, we're not going to talk about that. Not going to talk about political violence.
Yeah, I want to go to bed at some point. I want to go crawl into bed with my wife and remind her why she's my wife. So you just I'm her husband. So you just you continue to be a single man living alone. I will go and have sex with my wife.
I can literally send 2 texts right now and get late tonight.
Yeah, I don't care how much you have to pay for it, pal.
Why are we having this type of...
It's just a text.
Why are we measuring right now, guys? Don't be doing the measuring. We don't need to measure, okay?
Saying.
And my wife made me an omelet, okay?
You
guys
owned.
are both...
It's
you guys
okay.
are both in the dumpster right now because I have food. All right. All right. Closing statements, everybody. Let's just get ourselves a mosey and on out of here. We'll start on out. Well, let's just think here. Yeah, we lost our starter speaker. So, Don, your first closing statement.
Yeah, okay. Trying to remember back to all of the various arguments is kind of irrelevant right now. Look, at the end of the day, the left has been violent. They are violent. They are literally the party of violence. Now, if the prompt had been slightly different, like as in who is capable of more violence, then I would say, obviously, I think the right is far more capable of violence. And I think Craig made a solid point when he pointed out that when the right chooses to do violence, it is certainly, I think, much more decisive. But the simple fact of the matter is the left is constantly doing violence of some kind. Now, we can't, I don't know. I can't for certain say that the FBI reports are valid. I'm sure Craig will say that they are. There's a lot of problems with all of the various reports and the way that they're tabulated, I don't really, at this point, I don't really care. I don't believe the FBI reports simply because of the way they're tabulated. Whether or not the facts, whether or not the numbers are accurate, are I don't know that the numbers of violent occurrences are accurate or not. I just don't think
Last
that
10
they
seconds.
categorize everything properly, and that's the best I can do this late at night. I apologize.
No worries. We'll wrap it up there. Over to you, Craig. Last closing statement, thoughts on tonight's discussion, and where everybody can find you.
That's why I write mine in advance. Hey, I'm Craig. I run the YouTube channel FTFE. You can find me over on youtube.com/FTFE1. I will also be at DEBATECON 6 in Nashville, Tennessee, debating Rachel Wilson on whether feminism is good or bad for society, and it's going to be absolutely fantastic. Also going to try and make it to my friend here Don's event. Depending on how it goes, I'm probably going to be tired, but I will certainly give it a college try. But anyway, about this debate, you know what I've noticed? Every time I bring data, sources, and receipts, the other side brings, feelings. I quote the FBI, the DHS, the ADL, the AEADL, the CSIS, court filings and news reports. They quote Twitter threads and TikToks. I show them numbers, they show me tears. If the best you can do is cry bias every time a statistic makes your side look bad, then congratulations, you've replaced facts with fan fiction. Sorry, it is late. You've given me no data, no sources, no evidence, and no counter arguments, just noise. And that's the problem, isn't it? Reality's got a well-known liberal bias when you actually measure it. So I'll leave you with this. You can scream fake news all day long, but at the end of it, the numbers don't care about your feelings, and neither do I.
All right, over to you, Max. A last statement on the floor.
I hold on, because I need to share my screen. 1 second.
And why do you have to share your screen for your closing?
Yeah, I mean, can I?
Fine, we will.
All right. So, these were going to be my predictions, that the right was going to appeal to emotion, exaggerate a bunch of minor issues, and fixate on trivial problems. And of course, Antifa! That's exactly what they did. The dummy that was left to speak with us, he's so super triggered that he can't argue against me, that all he does is try to censor me and whine and bitch, and I have to go to bed now, and cry and ask for me to get muted and interrupt me constantly. They didn't want to talk about the type of violence that they do exercise, which is political violence when they are in power. We didn't talk about any of the things that I brought up. And they really, really, really try to avoid to talk about the political violence from the establishment when they are part of the government. I think that is very telling, because that basically erodes the whole fabric of the system, and they can't really make it they can't really advertise that we're just trying to undermine democracy. So this is what we saw. The left, modern left, stands for democracy, stands for human rights, accountability against corruption, and defending of the Constitution and the rule of law. They, like you saw, they don't. So thank you very much. After show on Yerba Mate Talk. Let's freaking go.
All right. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for being here. Rob, who's already gone, Don, who's still here, Craig, who's on the panel. I see that live long and prosper, and also Max, who's a moderator at Modern Day Debate, a live show over on his channel, as you heard. Nice tattoo there. Be better if it was Star Wars, but you'll get
there.
out.
Leave.
I do a blood sport debate show on Friday nights, and we do Nerd Wars every second or third night.
Count me in.
We do Star Wars and Star Trek themed topics. It's very cool.
What kind of debates?
Excellent.
So that's they're 5-minute rounds. So so like if you and Max were going to debate each other, you would get a minute to make your position. He would get a minute to make his position. 5 minutes open debate, and then you're judged by 3 judges to see who won.
Like about nerd stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like was the Empire? Was the Empire in Star Wars the good guys?
Well, yeah, actually, when you look at it, I mean, let's face
Who was
it,
the better Kirk?
Luke Skywalker was basically a terrorist that killed a government
Sure,
installation
right.
containing
Yeah,
millions
yeah.
of people.
Yeah, we do that. So you're welcome to join. And it's, I don't know if we're going to do it this week, but probably next week we'll do the Nerd Wars.
Cool. Well, hit me up. Let me know.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll do it. Oh, I forgot to pimp my channel. I'm an unreasonable man at on YouTube and Twitch, and I don't know where else. I don't really think too good at this time of night, but no, I'm kidding. I'm being funny. But so yeah, I didn't pimp my channel. That's okay. Do come out to my event at DebateCon. We're making DebateCon awesome this year. It's going to be great.
All right. Awesome. Well, DebateCon 6 is going to be awesome, so check it out there. Craig's going to be there. Obviously, Don is hosting his own event. James is going to be there hosting the 2 days for the weekend there. So if you're going to be hanging out, it is November 15th and 16th, so get your tickets there. They're linked in the description. We will see you next time. Thanks for coming out to Modern Day Debate all, and we will see you next time. Cheers.